Let's push this thing down the hill and hope it rolls all the way down. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. I'm the Bleakseason. This is Guild Superior, and we are doing Shadesong tonight, part 2 of the Vault. In order to successfully tell this story, I've enlisted the help of a number of fantastic Grateful Dead fans to help me out here. And so I'd like to introduce them to you, including, believe it or not, Jerry Garcia, back from the dead, here tonight on Guild Superior.
Oops.
Sup, Deadheads? How you doing?
Great. So great.
Great. Why do we keep coming here? This guy's so weird. Hi, everybody. Super glad to be back here, ready to get on that boat. Going to be on a boat. Hey, Darling Creepshow, how you doing?
Hello.
Great pleasure to see Darling Creepshow here.
Please.
Yep. And what were we talking about? Oh,
He's
yes.
on the boat.
Hey, what's up, people? Yeah, guys, friends, how you doing? Might as well introduce yourselves. That's what we're here for. Start with Beth. Beth, you're on.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I have to admit my only relationship to the Grateful Dead is the Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavor. Can't say I've indulged too much in their songbook, but yeah. Glad to be here. I am really excited to get going with this one. I think we're going to find ourselves in a shitload of trouble, and that's exactly what I'm here for. So I am playing Nephra, and don't mistake her for Shelley's character, who has the identical haircut, because we both have taste.
Both have taste or both don't have taste?
We have taste. Good
have
taste. Yeah.
Now, did you just slip in a thing about Cherry Garcia ice cream there?
Yeah.
Because that's fantastic.
Sure did. It's excellent. It's
I would say
very
it's
good.
probably the second best ice cream in the world. So, points to you.
Hold on.
That's right.
We need to know. First best.
Well, I only had it once, but there's a Ben and Jerry's. Like when I went to Ben and Jerry's, they had an ice cream with bourbon, and I gotta say that was just, I don't know, I had this like bourbon crunch or whatever it was, but it was fucking fantastic. But Cherry Garcia's close second. Like if
Is
if
that the whiskey biz?
if
ice cream?
the bourbon ice cream was driving the car, Cherry Garcia would be in the trunk. Like it's that close. You don't believe me, do you? Hey,
I do.
Shelly, let's do Shelly. Hey, Shelly, how you doing?
I'm great. Happy to be here also. Happy to be on a boat tonight,
On a
which
boat.
I am the captain of.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, well, you almost
Shelley.
weren't because you were like, I don't know who can drive a boat. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I'm Shelley. You can find me on Twitter at Real Flea Monkey and Real Flea Monkey on the chats. I am playing Verena tonight, who is indeed able to drive a boat. She is a captain, we'll say. And she is excited to not only drive these guys into the quarantine zone, but to save the city.
I thought you were gonna say
once and for all. What?
For a second there, I thought you were going to say drive us crazy.
No, that's already happened. We're already there.
Yeah, we're there.
That's my sister you're talking about. Just kidding.
There.
For the last time.
There.
For the last time.
Thanks for hanging out, Shelly. Thanks for being here. Always a lot of fun to have you in these games. You're weird and strange in the most awesome way.
Thank you.
No problem. Speaking of weird and strange, Miko.
Hi there. Yeah,
What's up?
I'm pretty weird and strange.
Yeah, you know.
Hello there. I am Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM, the _OKS_GM on all the socials. Yeah, you can find me playing games, making games, modifying games, producing games, doing all kinds of things with games. Links are in the chat if you're all interested in those sorts of things. You should also catch up on the Wanderer's Haven channel, where you can find me doing other things like producing shows and being in shows and such. We have a cool thing coming up, a couple of cool shows coming up this weekend. So check out the Twitters for those types of things. And yeah, I am playing Dara, a Dverg Stormcaller with a fair bit of a engineering background, we'll call it, and a cool ass hammer, which is the only reason that anyone ever keeps me around.
You know, and keep someone around, might as well be for their hammer.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you very much, Miko, for hanging out. I posted the I only had Jeremy's thing for Water Saving, but I posted it in chat. So
Yeah, yeah.
there. And
Appreciate
now
that.
that I've messed up totally the order in which I was going to introduce you, and Andy's probably getting ready to send me angry messages, we'll end on Ty, not because he's the least, but because he's the handsomest.
Guess I'll just bring the happy messages.
Yeah, that's right. Bring the happy. Ty brings the happy. What's up, Dungeon Mr. Ty?
Hello. I'm good. Glad to be here. I am Dungeon Mr. Ty on the socials, also known at Adventure Slang Productions. But what's important right now is that I'm playing Gerontis, who is well known for his cabinetry. And like a boss, there's going to be some cabinetry going on.
I totally picture your boat as it goes deeper into the sea. You know, like in Apocalypse Now, as the boat goes deeper in the jungle, it gets more and more destroyed. Yours is just
Yeah.
gonna get built up. It'll be
It's going to be
shelves,
beautiful.
dining table, little
Mhm.
coffee nook
Yeah. Yeah. Wooden flag.
with those chisels of yours, man.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah. Our flag means life. I don't know.
Our flag means carpentry.
Our flag means splinters.
Thanks so much, Ty. Were you done? I didn't mean to just cut you off.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can, I mean, you know, I can say more later.
Yeah, we'll circle
Other
back.
stuff. Yeah.
We'll circle back. Absolutely.
Gerontis is what's important right now.
That's right. Where would we be without the cabinet maker? Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. We're going to get right back into this here in just one moment. I am the Bleakseason, on Twitter, and you can find me right here doing games. I have a this game going on, and I have a Vason going on Wednesdays now. We started last night. It was absolutely tons of fun with some great players in it also. So you can check that out. I'm also doing stuff on my own channel now, twitch.tv/the Bleakseason. And next Monday, we will be doing the inaugural game of Dawnbringer with two of the people who are here right now, Beth and Miko, and I'm super stoked about that. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. I would like to give every week huger and huger thanks to my producer Andy, because now that I'm doing my own production on other stuff, I've learned to love and appreciate Andy's gentle ministrations even more than I did back in the day. So thank you very much, Andy, for being here and keeping us hoodlums in line. We are using music tonight, as all nights, from Tabletop Audio. Excellent source of music, great catalog. Check out their website for tons of free music that you can use in your streams and your games everywhere. A couple bucks will get you in on their Patreon, where you get even more options and different variations on the different songs. Highly recommend them. We are playing Shadesong, which is a game of my own making, but the system we are using is Dragonbane by Free League Publishing. Excellent system. It's coming out in July, I do believe. The digital version is already out on Director RPG in those places. Check it out if you want. It's a great sort of rules light, very flexible, very easy to learn, very breezy system. And we're not using the mallards, but in the actual game, there's a duck race. And I mean, who doesn't want to play an angry duck race? I mean, it's like they made it just for me. I had to check if they had cameras in my house. Yeah, I had to check if they had cameras in my house. We are Guild Superior.
Beak season.
That's right. Beak season. We are Guild Superior. We run all sorts of games. We got tons of good stuff coming up. I will tell you more about it at the end of the game, but we got great games coming up for a good charity, a great charity, No Kid Hungry, coming up in May. We're going to do some Lord of the Rings, some Blade Runner, a bunch of other things tying in with that. I'll tell you all about that a little bit later, but if you're interested in popping in, maybe hanging out with us, putting some memes up into our chat, or maybe trying to get into some games, all the information is right there in the chat. click on some of that, send us a message, come and hang out. If you would like to support us, best way to do that is by following us. If you wish, and if you're already doing that, consider giving us a subscription. It helps us. All the money that we do get in goes right back into the games, buying art, and just overall spreading the wealth back out into the community and trying to make this as nice a stream as we can. Because you can't fix this, but you can fix everything else. So, that's what we're on to. A little final reminder that you can, if you wish, partake in the game by donating bits to buy the player's advantages. 100 bits will buy a player of your choice an advantage, which, as we're heading to a quarantine city filled with zombies, they're probably gonna need at some point. So, with that all out of the way, let us dive right back into this game. When we left last week, you had finally convinced, and here I am talking about Nefra, Beth's character, convinced, Nefra and Vorena actually convinced Ivala, the head of the Dawn Trader import-export company, to finance a little jaunt into the quarantined northern sector of the city, which was quarantined some 10 years ago because of an outbreak of a strange magical infection that turned people into not really zombies, because they're not quite zombies, but something sort of similar. And at some point, in an attempt to get rid of them, they flooded the entire city, and that really didn't do anything except flood the city. So the city's been sealed off since then, and both of you had your own reasons for wanting to go in there, looking for a place, a vault of some sort that is said to hold something that's of value to you. It's not very clear exactly what yet, but we're going to discover that as we go along. Along the way, you manage to hire two very skilled artisans, craftsmen, in the form of Gerontis and Dara, who also has his own personal reasons for wanting to go down in there. So it's like the stars are aligning for all of you. After gathering together, you went off to buy some gear, at which point you were ambushed by members of a rival salvage company, Red Varlik's salvage company. And while Dara flirted with the good-looking old dwarven maiden named Thora, who had been sent to hammer you to death, you managed to dispatch them with some ease, and then went on to find yourselves a boat, which another friend of yours, Tertius, who is also part of the salvage company with Dara and Gerontis, went and secured a boat for you, which was in a bit of rough shape. So we find ourselves now, with you having studied all the ways to get into the city, and I have the city back up on the map there, all the best ways for you to get up into the northern sector of the city. You have decided to go by the wharves, in order that you can go in with a boat, because you will need a boat to travel through the city, which is flooded. So you've studied the different ways to get into the city. You picked the wharves. The only issue with the wharves is that there are pirates there, who use it, even though the city is quarantined, to use it as a place to hide out and store some stuff. So while Gerontis, Tertius, and Dara were going to be doing some last-minute repairs and retrofitting on the boat, I do believe that Vorena and Nefra were going to go and speak to Ivala, your patron, again, to try and see if there's any way to arrange a sort of secret handshake deal that might get you through the, pirate-infested wharves without too much molestation. Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
Spot on.
just about.
All right. Aside from a couple of cabinet making jokes, that was pretty much where we were at. All right, so
Uh-oh.
let us dive into this then. Who would like to start? No,
Let's
we'll
do
start.
it.
We'll start. Yeah, we'll start with Nefra and Vorena, since a little bit of role playing, and then we'll come back and see how the others are faring with their hammers and their boat. So You'll be heading back to the Drowned Maiden, which is the bar where Ivala works, or sort of runs her business from. You will find her sitting again where she was a minute ago, or a few hours ago when you first left her side at the beginning of the adventure. She is holding court. There's a few people there, as always. There's always people here asking things of her, but at some point she'll see you and look a little bit puzzled, perhaps, that you're still in town, but she will push away whoever's there and signal you to come over. Ivala's an Eldrin, sorry, from the Magisterium. A very tall, lean, elegant a woman with a blue skin and a very piercing stare, and you know that she is one of the most powerful people in town, since the syndicate that now runs this town, since it succeeded from the Empire, is basically a group of pirate lords, and she is one of the top ones in the bunch. Have you changed your mind? What's going on?
No, but we could use some help.
Didn't I already give you money?
Not money, just maybe a dash of information. We're going to be traveling through the wharfs, and we wanted to know if there's any sort of...
eh? Okay.
Yeah. If there's anything that we can provide to allow us safe passage. Like a coin or a handshake or I don't know, garment to wear.
You're a very powerful woman. I mean, any kind of thing you could give us to say they got some... Whoever has this gets special treatment or something, or I mean, the handshake would work too if they would take something like that from us.
Well, there's only a bit of a problem with that. See, the group that's there right now is the Sea Wolves. There's a bit of a disagreement. You can imagine when we quarantined off the north part of the city, about half the docks of the city were basically lost. Everyone had staked out their own little piece of the pie. Everyone had staked out their own little piece of the docks, and it turned out that the Sea Wolves and some others we won't mention, their docks were in the northern city, and well, we did what we could to accommodate some of them with the docks we had here, but there's just, so much room available. And so unfortunately, the Sea Wolves were sort of cut off from accessing the docks down here, and well, let's just say that it's left a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth.
Well, is there anything that that they're missing because they haven't had access? Anything that we could bring them that might be worthwhile? A gesture of good faith?
They haven't stopped pirating. I'm sure they have pretty much anything they want. What they would want would be a seat back at the table here, and you can see as she's speaking that there seems to be something, like she's very kind of, I don't want to say concerned, but like there's definitely sort of something going on in her mind right now as she's thinking about this. It seems to be a very kind of weighty decision that she's sort of attempting to make, and she says, well, best I can do, and she grabs a piece of paper and a pen. She says, the best I can do is give you this letter. She writes quickly on the paper. Then she seals it with wax and affixes her ring to it and hands you the piece of paper. The captain is a man named Einard Wolfcut. Find him and give him this, and I would say you got maybe 30% chance he won't have you hung.
Okay, those are odds.
Those are odds. Is there anything you can think of that this Avard might...
Einard.
Einard Maybe I best just call him Mr. Wolfcut, respect and all. Anything that you think he might like? Is there something that he is his favorite that maybe he can't get? We could sweeten the deal with. Does he like? I don't know.
His favorite that he can't get, huh?
Finely crafted wood carved game, maybe. We could get something like that easy. I mean, the finest crafters we got are coming with us.
She reaches into one of the drawers of her desk and pulls out what appears to be a ring. You might recognize it as an arm ring, something that is worn by the northern people as a sign of power and respect on their arms. This one is this very sort of intricately carved. It's got two wolves' heads that come together on one end, and it looks to be made of pure silver. And she sort of hefts it and says, well, you can always try giving him this.
What is it? Or I guess, what does it mean to him?
It used to belong to him.
How did he come to lose it?
He didn't. He gave it to me a long time ago.
Oh.
Might this be something that we shouldn't be a part of?
Well, it's something that will either soften his heart or send him into, rage. So, again, I would say 50-50. But, I mean, those odds are better than going at it, alone.
All right, well, this is what I was asking for, so thanks. I hope it doesn't send him into a rage.
Yeah, no
I don't want to be around for that.
Yeah. So did you secure the help of salvage company? You went with Red Varlic, of course, right? They're the most competent.
No, we wanted to give an opportunity to some up and coming entrepreneurs, and Red Varlic, they just, they're established. They've got their client base, so yeah, no.
So you got nobodies?
Think of it this way. No harm, no foul, I guess. If none of us make it out alive, if you think that they're nobodies, then what difference does it make?
I guess. It's one way of looking at it. Very cold way of looking at it, but it's one way
Well,
of looking at it.
I said if you think they're nobodies, we chose them because they're highly skilled and we trust them and believe in them.
We honestly
Right,
thought they
Verena?
wanted it more too. Motivated. They're motivated to get us to the spot that you want us to get to, that we all want to get to as well. And that's got to
Right,
count
well,
for quite a bit.
choosing to back you in this, I guess, was me also choosing to trust your judgment. So I guess good luck.
Thank you.
Don't let your
And,
flag fly at half-mast and mind the jib.
I'm sure Verena knows what that means.
I absolutely do. So
Great.
yes.
Okay.
Anything else I can do for you, or
Do you have anything specific you'd like for us to say to Mr. Wolfcut?
no? What I gave you will say what I need to say.
Okay. Good to know.
Best of luck.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we should probably be on our way. Gotta head out.
There's already like a bunch of people coming and clamoring to get her attention. You can tell that she's a little bit distracted and, kind of still a little bit in her head, but she kind of shakes it off and the steely gaze returns and she skewers the next claimant with it.
Marina would like to kind of go back in her memory and just see if she could remember if, speaking of being able to resist the necrophage, if we get like bitten or attacked, if there's any kind of herbs that can make us less, if there's any knowledge that there has ever been a thing that could make you less susceptible before you get bit, you know, like a
The only
vitamin C or
thing
something.
I ever heard of, and it was just a distant rumor that came to us all the way from the Magisterium. There was an orc. What am I saying? There was an Ashkari who had a plant. And from that plant, that Ashkari could distill some sort of potion that helped, but I haven't heard anything about him or this plant in several years, so I really don't think there's any of it available in town. You're just gonna have to make sure you don't get bit. I'm sure you can manage that.
I know what I thought. It couldn't hurt to ask, though, so we will try our best not to get noticed, even.
That's probably best bet. What was it you said? No harm, you foul. No harm, no foul. If you don't get noticed.
Yeah.
Pack some dry socks.
Thank you, Evola.
Anything else you want to do before you head back to the
No.
boat?
Ready to go.
So,
Yep.
moving back to the pier then, where Dara and Gerontis and Tertius are busy working on the boat. Tertius working on the boat basically means that he's sitting on the dock and he's looking off in the distance and he goes, "You think it's true what they say that the world isn't flat? Like, it looks pretty flat to me. Like, if you look over there, you know, like if there's a ship, like see that ship's going over there near that horizon line, like if the world wasn't flat, like you wouldn't see it. Like you would see it kind of go down, but you don't. It just gets smaller and smaller. I think it's flat."
Toronto's
So you never
driving
been
its
up a
stick.
Have you never been up a fucking mountain, sir?
No? Well, what the fuck do you see a mountain here? I mean, there's like a hillock there, but what mountain am I supposed to have climbed? Huh? Mountain.
That's how I see it. I think it's all of it, like it is on land. Same on the water. I don't know if it's not all flat, just at the edges.
At the edges, like
At the
it
far
kinda
edges.
bevels down.
I haven't been there. I just figure it either bevels down or it slopes or it just falls off. I don't know. But
We should do
in
that sometime. We
between,
should go get a boat,
yeah.
like a bigger boat, because this boat's not gonna make it. But
Maybe. I don't know that I ever care to see that close.
well, that's a great angle you did there, Gerontis.
Yeah.
Quality craftsmanship. That thing just fit in like I was like, ain't no way it's gonna, and it just went look.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so we don't need a lot of pitch.
Oh, speaking of which, there's some in the shed. Hold on, I'll be back. And Peter's off going to get some pitch in the little shed.
I'll look over at Dara. You think he's actually going to help?
At the moment, I'm not quite sure, and if you're gonna help either.
What? I have been making dowels and fitting them for spikes. These aren't. Look at this. Hold up one of the dowels. Look how sharp that is. Okay, that is fine. These chisels have helped, but look at this. We're not going to have problems with being attacked from underneath the boat.
Or they'll just use them to climb up.
No, it's not how it works.
What if we
Right.
put barbed wire around them? Says Tertius as he comes back with the little bucket of pitch. Well,
Do you have barbed wire?
no, but we could steal some.
It's a good idea.
All right, I'll get on that. Here's the pitch. Should be hot
Oh.
enough.
Oh, thanks. I'll turn back to Dara. Look, they're not coming up the side. I know how to do this.
All right, fine.
Remember the
Trust you
wagon?
in that.
I've already done this on a wagon. A war wagon.
I'll get back to sealing the holes in the boat then.
Thank you. I
And,
appreciate your
and,
concern.
Dara, and Dara just like turns his back to the both of them and like stares off into the distance. His eyes lose focus and he contemplates the idiocy around him before going back to working on the holes in the boat.
So give me a basic idea of what kind of repair / modification / upgrades you want to make to this thing, and then I'll give you a target to make for your roll, and we'll see whether your idea floats or it sinks.
I'm trying to fix spikes underneath the hole so that anything that's coming up from underneath has to navigate a barrier. And I don't want, obviously I'm not trying to create handholds and a ladder up the sides, but underneath. So anything approaching anything, you know what I mean? Zombies or whatever they're called. They're not zombies.
No, there's
But I don't, yeah.
they're infected. So that's what we call them.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Let me get creative here. Could save your life. You want to strengthen the boat? You want to add some protection? You want to put a flamethrower? Well, talk to me.
Right, so- Dara, never having been on a boat before, I think is more extremely focused on trying to find the similarities in keeping the hull of the boat intact in the same ways that you would keep, a whiskey barrel intact. So reinforcing it, wax or pitch or whatever they're wanting to use for the boat itself. He would probably want to default to like a dry wax or something. But basically trying to sustain the boat as best he can and strengthen the hull to keep it from sinking. Because to be perfectly honest, one of his biggest fears at this point is getting halfway across and the boat start leaking and he ends up at the bottom of the bay because he doesn't think that he can float.
He doesn't swim?
I don't think he really swims, no. And he would also never let go of his hammer, and
Yeah,
he's fairly
that's
certain
game
his
over right
hammer
there.
would just anchor him.
Yeah, game over right there. All right, so look, let's do this. Both of you are, I do believe, master carpenters.
Indeed.
So-
Why I don't understand Dara's attitude. I just
All
think
right.
that to myself. I'm a master carpenter.
So
And I got these chisels.
Go ahead, master carpenters, and I'll say both of you make me a crafting roll. I will say that because you're master carpenters, I will give you each an advantage on it. And then let's see, tell me by how much you make or don't make your roll.
Oh, crafting, I got 9 under 15, so 6.
So that's 6.
Oh my
What's in your
God.
rune lock, by the way, Miko? Is it on your character sheet? I want to ask.
I don't think he has one because he's got the
Yeah, but that's why I mean
The
the
upgrade.
built-in rune lock to your hammer.
Oh, I thought it charged whenever I put the willpower into it, and then I could choose the element.
You can do that if you want. You still can
Yeah,
only do it once a day.
Because it says when activated, I can select the type of energy.
Yeah, my vision of it was that you would have to have some of that element nearby, like a fire or some
Oh,
water,
gotcha.
or something like that, like to
Sure.
start apart. It doesn't have to be like a huge conflagration or anything like that, but just like a regular fire, and you'd put the hammer in it, and then you would,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Well, given our previous discussions about like everything being, drenched over there, I think he would have preemptively prepared like at a fire or
Okay.
something and charged it up with some fire.
Awesome. Cool. And Drontis, what'd you get on your crafting?
Can I use the chisels after I've seen my roll to just use my ability to automatically succeed it for 2 willpower?
Did you, with an advantage, not succeed?
I rolled the same number on both dice, and my dice think I'm playing 5e.
So here's the thing. All right. Yeah, sure, you can use it if you want.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to because I rolled 2 19s.
All right. So I will say then that with that, since you're spending it, this auto success, I will say that it's the equivalent to a critical success. So the two of you together will manage to do pretty much anything you want. So this is what I'll do with you. There'll be those little spiky things on the side, and what they'll do is they'll give a disadvantage to anything trying to clamber into the boat from the outside. This does also include one of you if you fall out, but because it was a critical success, at the last second you think of that and you set up one chunk of it with hinges and locks so that you can just pull the locks, flip them out, someone can climb back up, and then you can put them back down. Cool.
I nudged Dara, master crafter, right there.
And you notice there that he signed his name. Because, it's misspelled, but it's signed.
That's what I remember.
Gerontis with a J. So you, and as for Miko's thing, I will say, one, you'll get advantage on any rolls having to do with the étanchéité, what's the word in English? The boat's ability to withstand being being flooded or watered, things of that nature.
The
And
ability to not be sunk.
yeah,
Water
and
tight.
I had set it
Structural
at
integrity.
30 structural points, and I will give you an extra 10
Nice.
for your roll.
Something
you
tells me
40.
that's going to become important.
And yeah,
Well, Dara, there's no wine getting in or out of this boat. I just made it up. I just made that up. It's pretty good.
you gonna
Right then.
we're gonna baptize this thing, guys. Oh, here, I got a little bit of barbed wire. We're gonna baptize this thing. We need to put a name on it. Here, and he pulls
I
out.
put my name on it.
He pulls an empty bottle. Pulls out an empty bottle of wine. Sorry, I drank it on the way, but he fills it up with water. We could smash this on the side. What are we gonna call it? Oh, you know what we should call it? The Faithful Sisters.
They're not sisters, though.
I thought they were.
I did too, for a long time.
But if they're not sisters, then you should call it the Sisters of Fate, because then they don't have to be sisters.
Oh.
But why the fuck is that necessary? It's just a fucking boat. And
No,
what's the deal with what's
you
the
got.
deal with the glass and the water?
Hey. He points at your hammer. That's just a fucking hammer.
Oh, really? Well,
Oh,
I could
see,
take this
see?
hammer and crush your skull in.
That's right. I know you got a name for it and everything too. You give it a name because it's important, right? Because it keeps you alive. It's boat, same thing, man. You got to.
But I didn't name it.
But fine, then don't name the boat. We'll name the boat.
But you didn't make the boat.
But nobody made the boat. It was just there.
Somebody had to make the boat.
My uncle.
That's how these things work. They don't just materialize out of nothingness.
Speaking of materializing from nothingness, at this moment, Nefra and Vorena arrive, and Tertius is swinging around a bottle of wine, and they're having an argument about naming the boat. I'm telling you, you got a name, right, Gerontis? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, I put my name on there. That's. I guess I was thinking I was way ahead of
It can't
it.
be your name. It's got to be like. It's got to have its own. It's like. I'm
Why?
Tertius.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. Primo, and I'm not Secundus. I'm Tertius. I'm me. But if my father had named us all Primo, it'd be fucking confusing, right? So what? Let's say I'm like, oh, Gerontis has sprung a leak. We're not gonna know if it's the boat or you. You might get like her, and he points at Vorena, like trying to patch you up or something while the boat's leaking.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be your name.
Okay. How about Captain?
Did
Yeah,
I hear
Verena,
someone call me?
We're having a hard time naming the boat. Tertius doesn't think it should be my name, and Dara doesn't think it should be any name.
Well,
Infiltrator.
Dara's wrong.
I like Infiltrator, but
The Penetrator, because we're gonna penetrate their defenses.
Frankly, I
mean,
like that better.
It's got
more fun.
spikes.
You know, it doesn't matter to me what we
That's
call
less
it. It's
fun.
probably
The
going to be
prickly penetrator.
a boat for maybe a half an hour.
French penetrator.
We're
It
not
says-
going to be in this thing for half an hour.
There's
Like the
no
entire
comment
city
on-
is flooded. You haven't been in there. I have. The entire place is flooded. This is our lifeline. This is what's going to keep us alive in there.
But does a name make it any more?
Are you more likely
Oh.
to care about knife or about Sibel, this wonderful knife that I've carved the name into and that is like a lover that I take to bed at night with me and that I kiss very carefully because
Tertius, did she
Like
just
a-
make Dara the other captain?
The cabin boy,
The fuck you talking about?
the first mate.
Well, they're both talking the same way.
I don't know.
Don't need to name the boat. That sounds like captain talk.
Look, let's
Oh.
take a vote. Let's take a vote. All right, everyone who thinks we should name the boat, raise your hands.
Can I be a
Alright.
half a hand? Because I don't really care one way or the other.
All right, so let's name the boat.
That's
like we
that's the
won.
thing. Yeah, it doesn't. If it doesn't matter, we might as well just do it.
So let's
I mean,
do
if this is what we're talking
Couldn't
about, I
hurt.
need to go get us a bucket because I think we don't have one, and I'm worried that that is the concern that you guys have. And
No, we can use the pitch bucket. It's almost empty. I mean, fucking Dara slattered that thing like it was a piece of toast that he was buttering up.
all right, as long as we got something to bail.
We're
Not
gonna
that
be
that's
able
going to happen. Let's think positively, but it's good to be prepared.
Well, Captain, I can promise you one thing. This vessel won't spring a leak if we're just sailing. It'll take quite a bit of external force, we'll call it, to make this boat start taking on water.
I don't doubt your workmanship. I just think we will have some interference out there.
There's
Probably.
interference here. Got it. I got it. The mighty dowel.
I'm in.
Whatever.
If that stops the conversation, I'd say, yeah, the Mighty Dowel is the winner.
Mighty dowel it is.
That's a good one, Tertius.
Yeah, thanks, Geronis. I'm gonna go get some paint in my uncle's shed, and we'll paint the name on the side. I'll be right back. Somebody else is gonna have to
Okay.
paint it though, because I don't know how to write. Runs off.
Oh boy.
So how'd you two ladies do with talking to what's her name?
We got some help, but apparently the odds are terrible that we won't get, murdered. Just
Puts
by
it at
Why is
approaching.
that?
30%.
They were kind of, I don't want to say like exiled, but the group that's over there has reason to dislike this side of the bay, let's say.
Oh, right. So the person seems to think that without knowing our capabilities, whatever we encounter is going to be most likely insurmountable, and they're going to be the ones that murder us. Is that the implication?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
well, fuck that.
Strictly a lack of confidence in us. But I do think, here's the thing. Apparently, there was a bit of a relationship, and we got a memento. I don't know. It could be helpful or it could be exceptionally harmful, but I'm excited either way.
We should be ready
Fine.
for anything when we hand this stuff over.
It's
Don't drop your guard, because he's getting a little armband. That's all I'm saying.
It's nice though.
It's pretty. It's real pretty. No wolves on it.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to see it.
Here, I'll pull it out of my pocket.
Oh my god.
Here, hold on to it.
Oh,
Feel
thanks.
the heft.
Oh yeah. This is nice. This is real nice.
On a scale of 1 to 10 for craftsmanship, Where will you put it at?
I mean, I don't do a lot of forging myself, so I can't really criticize it. I'm gonna say, how
It's a
big was the
solid
scale?
8.
Okay, I think Dara's got a good eye. I'll hand it back to you so I don't drop it.
I mean, I have an
I tried to
artisan.
find a hardcore color, guys, but all I could find was this powder blue. I hope that's okay.
Click. What if we painted the whole thing powder blue?
Except for the words.
Yes, exactly. We'll like stencil them out, and
Hey,
I don't
guys,
know.
the tide. We don't get that. It's just, who knows how to write? Just someone write the name on the front and let's get going.
Sure.
I can only
And
spell
what
my
was
name.
this again?
Mighty
The-
Dowel.
The Mighty Dowel.
Yeah, I'd spell it for you, but I don't know how to spell.
Okay.
Dara is going to lean over to her as she's getting ready to say this. If he can't fucking read, you could just write whatever the fuck you want. You know that, right?
I know.
Okay.
I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'll write the Mighty Dowel, and then underneath, I'll write, AKA the Infiltrator, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Dara
Wow,
just
I didn't
shakes
know-
his head and starts finishing up his work.
I didn't know dowel was such a long word. Jesus. All right, let's load the rest of the stuff in. So you'll load all the stuff into your boat, and so the boat that you have, it's kind of like a big barge. It's got a bit of a sail, but the sail, the Gerontis and Dara kind of finagled something where you can kind of take down the sail really quickly, and then you have poles to sort of push it through. Is there anything else you would like to do before you set sail on the seas of cheese, as Primus would say?
I think I'm just itching to get out there.
As a boat person, a seaman, a sea woman, if you will, I would like to do a once over of the boat to make sure that it's, you know, seaworthy, and it's not. This is not any criticism of your work. I just you know, I've been on boats, so I just want to make sure it's seaworthy. Don't take any offense.
Give me
You're
a
the
seamanship
captain.
roll. Thank you, Renrev, for the follow. We appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you very much. Give me a seamanship roll.
Ooh, 5 under 14.
Awesome. Yeah. So not only was the boat fairly seaworthy to begin with, the additions that the craftsmen have made give you a lot of confidence in this thing. It looks to be pretty tip top.
You guys have done a fabulous job. I mean, amazing.
Well, thank you, Captain.
All right, then. Well, guess there goes nothing. And you all pile the gear in the boat, and you set sail, and you'll be basically setting off from the docks here, and you will cut across around Pearl Island. Pearl Island is where they have a prison. The entire island is basically this prison where they put, you know, all the criminals that they catch and condemn in Segovia. There's just one huge watchtower and walls, basically. It's pretty rough place, and boats are not usually allowed to come to the island. There's these two sort of chains that link the island to the mainland, and they'll usually send supplies and stuff that way through this system with like these pulleys and these little baskets and whatnot. So you give it a wide berth and you kind of skirt around it, and you'll be heading into the wharf area here. So it'll take about a half hour to cross, to get across. There's boats coming and going all the time. This place is super active as a trade center, even with half the city basically closed off. There's just constantly maritime travel going on, and they have docks. All that we can't see them on this map, but all the way down here and all the way around here. So there's always boats going under these bridges and going out across, so on and so forth here. And so you're kind of constantly having to kind of navigate around them since you're kind of going counter to the flow of traffic. So it makes it a little bit longer. So it takes about 30 to 60 minutes to kind of get across to the other side. I will ask for a seamanship roll once more, just to make sure that there are no mishaps along the way. If anyone wants to help, you can, unless you've already made the roll and you succeeded. But if anyone wants to help, if you can convince me that one of your skills or something can be useful, I'd allow you to help out.
I mean, I'm rowing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the locomotion for this particular?
You have a
vessel?
you have a sail. You have a sail, and
Okay.
you've made it so that you can take it down easily, and then use poles once you're in the city. But right now you're on the sail.
Well, of course,
Could
I'm
I
rowing.
potentially use elementalism as an assist to kind of guide the direction of the wind?
I'll buy that for $1. So yeah, absolutely. So you'll get a 2 bonus on your roll, Captain. Let me just
I
double
got-
check to make sure I'm not lying to you.
I made the roll.
Okay,
I mean,
so you're good.
I made it, but now I made it even better. So
Okay.
it's 9 under 14.
Yeah, all right, so that's perfect. So with Dara gently guiding the winds here and there and kind of giving you a little bit of a boost when you need to kind of get out of the way of a ship, or sort of slowing you down so that you can kind of circumvent something. The ride is pretty smooth. And does anyone get seasick? Probably not. You're all tough and adventurous.
I mean, I've never been on a boat before, so maybe?
All right. Well, you know what? Yeah. No, I'm gonna say that even though you have never been on a boat, you're a storm caller. You've been in some pretty nasty storms. You've been buffeted
That's fair.
around, and you've been. So I would say that you might not like it. You might be like, "Ugh," but I don't think you'd sort of react too negatively to it. You'll eventually approach the sort of dock area, and I'm going to show you the map here a little bit sort of up close, but you're further out than this, right? I'm just sort of showing you kind of about where it is. And I will ask you at this point to go ahead, all of y'all, and make me some, I will say some spot hidden rolls. If anyone has a what's that called? I always forget what that's called. It's not
Spyglass?
binoculars. A what?
A spyglass?
A spyglass. If anyone thought of bringing a spyglass, you get a bonus. No one thought to bring a spyglass, did you?
I have
Of
a
course
magnifying
not.
glass.
Magnifying glass is kind of like to look up at.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Wouldn't the captain have thought to have a spyglass as
well,
like
you think so.
part of her normal mundane equipment?
Well,
You
you know,
would
it's
think, right?
you had a
Put
week
that
to
in the
like.
boat?
Yeah, you had a week to like put equipment on the boat, and you put like a couple of spears to stab and a bag of rocks, but no one put a.
I got
There's
food.
a padlock.
Yeah,
I
there's
rolled a
padlock.
I went and
3
got food.
for spot hidden, so my eyes are on it.
So just give me a spot hidden roll then, and tell me whoever succeeds.
I poked myself in the eye.
Oh, yeah, I guess Tertius.
Nada.
Yeah, I know.
Concentrating on the maneuvering of the boat, I think.
Yeah. So only Nephra then.
I'm spending too much effort rowing when we already have the sail up.
So here's the situation where you're at, Nephra. You're approaching this this dock area, and you can clearly see that there are people there. There are several ships. Some ships are being loaded, others are being offloaded. There seems to be a gathering of people in one area, which would be sort of over here. So I'll put a couple of tokens of people that are gathered on this sort of raised platform up there. There are some guards here and there.
Now, just to clarify, the authority here is the pirates. Is that right?
Yeah, there's no authority. They just sort of, kept claim of their dock. Basically, the Sea Wolves did. And so there's no law, governmental authority, or anything like that. So there would be a number of, I'm not going to put 2 million tokens on here, but it would be like, I don't know, maybe 20 or so throughout the docks, 20 or so people that you can see. And up on that one platform, there's a couple of them that seem to be having a discussion. So here's the deal. You spot this from fairly far out with your check. Now, you can either choose to just pull in and talk to these people and see what happens. That's an option. You can attempt to stealth your way around. You can attempt to stealth your way around either by landing the boat and going by foot, which I don't know how good of an idea that is, but it is an option. And you can also try to circumnavigate the whole thing and get into the city stealthily with the boat. Now, that brings its own sort of challenges to it, but it is an option. I don't want you to think that I put that map there so you have to go there. I'm just saying this is what you see, and you're far enough still that you could conceivably try to bypass that whole thing. But you see this, so I'm telling you what you can share with the others or whatever you want to do, but
Yeah.
those are sort of your options.
I'll let everybody know. So we should probably decide what we need to do and quickly. I figure if we can see them, they can definitely see us.
So they seem to be kind of occupied. So you kind of think,
Okay.
what I was trying to say was that you're kind of at that limit now where you could conceivably, change course and kind of come at it obliquely and maybe try to stealth your
Cool.
way in. If you go much further, for sure someone's going to spot you, but you're kind of at that crossroads right now.
Okay. Well, Captain, what do you think?
Captain, my captain.
I can get us in there if that's how we want to do it. But I'm still thinking about the odds she gave us about this working.
I know. Although if we try to sneak around and then we get caught, having our arm thing isn't gonna, I don't know, it's not gonna mean as much. I don't know.
Might still mean something. I mean,
Yeah.
our odds are low. I mean, how much lower could they go? A little, I suppose, but
That's fair.
we did go through
Well-
the trouble to get this stuff, though. And we might need to come back out this way. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, when I'm up on the mountain and I'm keeping watch for whatever dangers there might be up there, and I happen to notice, say, for example, a group of young Dverg making their way surreptitiously around us watchers on the mountain, and you can tell that they're trying to avoid coming in contact with the watchers, it's a pretty safe assumption that those Dverg are up to no good. And so I'd be more inclined not to risk these individuals noticing us.
I
Because
kind of feel the
frankly,
same. Oh, sorry.
I'm horrible at sneaking around things, so I can only imagine what me being on a boat means to actually sneaking around things.
And when I'm working with raw wood, I'm always looking for termites.
Totally.
Right. That's the exact same analogy for sure.
Well, that does make sense. I guess we should just greet him head on.
Think it seems more official if we come in with the boat or if we get off and we walk.
Well, if we do this, Tertius says, and starts to unbuckle his pants, unbuckles his belt, and he drops his pants.
Come on, man.
We're gonna need a white flag. He hands you his pants, which are kind of off, dirty white.
You wave it. Nobody touched that.
No, we'll put it on the end of one of these barge poles here, and just hold it for a second.
Oh God.
Just
No.
look. We'll just look. There's a hole here, so we'll just run the pole. Would you?
It's not like I've never stood knee deep in sewage before. I'm fine with this.
All right. Hey, wait a minute. Just would you put it? Watch out! And he swings the pole around. All right, I got it. He lifts it up.
I'll be back. I'm going to go down and get the handcrafted chess set that I threw on the boat. Bring it back up. Hold it under my arm.
Yeah, that's gonna save your bacon. You pull up to the dock. When you do,
Nice chess set.
you arrive here. We'll say you are spotted from kind of afar, and because you have the white
Pants.
flag. That's right. Pants.
Mostly white.
Mostly white. You're on this very tiny boat. Yeah. That grows. Kind of magically. So,
Hey, it does have
Laura.
oars.
yeah, I know, but just leave me alone. Do what I could. It was quite an adventure. I'm gonna get this boat.
I did my homework. It said we had oars.
There you go.
I'm not gonna billable or ghost oar it.
You will arrive there, and a couple of the pirate dudes will come and greet you. They look something like this as they approach. Is that a pair of pants?
Take care of his sword.
I'm gonna lean over towards Dara and be like, "Speaking of pants,
The pair of pants. That pair of pants you got up. Did you come here waving a pair of pants at us?
For
They're
some
mostly
reason, the
white.
man wanted to disrobe. We couldn't control it.
Right. So, what can we do besides kill you?
Don't kill us.
Well, we're not
We
going to
can-
kill you outright because, points at the flag. But you're on our docks, so I'm assuming you have a good reason for being on our docks.
Well, we'd be more than happy to leave your docks post haste, but we figured it might be a good opportunity to stop in and actually let you folks know that we're coming into the city.
How are you now? You know what's in there?
Pretty
Fortunately,
sure I
yeah.
know what's in there.
water."
All right. Well, look, the captain's going to want to talk to you.
Sure.
Follow along. There's only one problem. Not very clear who the captain is right now. And
Oh.
he'll take you up to this area here, where there's a group of people, and what you realize is that you see up there as you're approaching can you all move your tokens because it's long when I have to do.
Okay.
I did it this time, but all right.
Yeah.
So as you're approaching, you see that there's a very heated discussion going on at the top of that thingamabobber. There's a couple of regular sea dogs. You see this man who you sort of deduce is probably Aynard, not just because it's written there on the portrait, but because he sort of strikes you as an Aynard. However, he seems to be chained, as he has manacles around his wrists. And some of the other guards around kind of have their weapons pointed sort of half-assedly at him. Most of the discussion seems to be between him and this woman, who looks very angry and is gesticulating with her scimitar, and often using it to point at Aynard, and sometimes even clipping him a little bit with him. And there seems to be some sort of discussion going on with some of the sea dogs kind of not being happy with what's going on, and some of the others sort of clearly supporting the woman. What do? Do you
This is
keep
awkward.
going?
So, I guess I'll talk to the sea dog that met us.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really have a captain. What's going on?
Well, I guess you could say we kind of got two, which it's not clear yet which one we're going to keep. There's some dissatisfaction with the current leadership, you see, and well, there's some people that feel that maybe the current leadership has grown a little bit soft. We've been stuck up here on this pier, for years now, and originally they were like, it's temporary while we build new docks, yada yada. But then next thing you know, they've completely forgotten about us. Now it's fine, we can run business out of here, but we do miss being home, and so there's some people that are starting to get kind of a little bit riled up about it. And I guess Ebba decided that this was, the perfect opportunity. Ebba was the first mate of Aynard, and I guess she decided that this was the perfect opportunity to mutiny. And yeah, that's mutiny. That's sort of what's going on there. Except that Aynard's got a lot of people that are still loyal to him, so I mean, it's above my pay grade. I just load and unload boats, really, most of the day. It's what I do. I don't really care who's running the gig as long as we get paid on time and there's work to do, right? But some people, they get a little touchy and a little bit emotional about it. They pick sides. They kind of want to, they think maybe they'll get a better deal if one side kind of gets in. Politics, fucking bullshit.
Okay. Any tips for getting through with these two?
Well, my main tip would have been you shouldn't have come. But
Fair.
That boat has sailed, as they say in the maritime tradition.
Good one.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on some new material. But yeah, look, I mean, I assume you're here to get something. We're pirates. Just try and negotiate some deal.
Yeah, I mean, we're just
Sure.
trying to get through.
Yeah, they're going to
We
charge
just
you.
as soon
Whoever's in
leave
charge is going to charge you.
ASAP.
You're not going to be allowed to just kind of drive on to willy nilly. There's always a toll. Someone's always got to pay. And this time it's going to be you. Just don't know who you're going to pay.
Who decides that toll by chance?
That would be the captain.
Right, so one of these two individuals up here, either the one in chains or the one waving a sword around like she doesn't know how to fucking use one.
That's right.
So if both of those two individuals happen to find themselves not breathing underneath the edges of the water, then no one would be able to make that decision, eh?
Well, I can pretty much guarantee you that if you were to attempt to kill those two, that you would probably get killed also in the process. So I don't know how much further ahead in your endeavor you would be at that point.
And would you be the one that would do that?
Well, me and Jocko over there, and Killian and Macduff there, and there's 20 odd of us here.
But who would be the captain then? I think.
Oh, I don't know. Someone would step up. Someone always steps up.
Or two people. And then you have the same problem.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I work in a labor yard.
yeah. So you know what I mean, right? You get
Mhm.
the quartermaster, the supervisor gets
Mhm.
kind of a pity, and then the other,
Mhm. Yeah. Or the owners.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, two owners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's killer.
I know, and they even say that they're brothers, and they're not.
No, and you can't have brothers or not. You can't have two captains on the same ship. It's not, like
And
one
they're
guy's
not.
like hard port, the other one's like hard. It doesn't work.
No, and they're not sisters either, so that's why we only have one captain.
They're not brothers and they're not sisters.
Right, for sure.
Wow. That's a complicated relationship.
I kind of feel like I'd fit in here.
Well, we're always hiring.
Pick up
You
an
bloodthirsty?
application.
You bloodthirsty?
I mean, don't think I've heard that term.
Like, do you like killing things?
Oh, sometimes.
People. Mostly.
Termites.
No, people. We do have termite problem once in a while, but
Yeah. We'll talk.
yeah.
Or
Cool,
maybe we'll
cool.
figure out who the new foreman is here and figure it out.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I don't want to sort of undersell it. Like it's generally pretty peaceful here. I mean, Aynard's been in charge for, whatever, like 12, 15 years now, and things have always been good. It's just, some people, they get particular about certain things.
You need some fresh water in the mix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Anyways, make your way on up to that platform there, and, best of luck to yous. And look, if they look like they're about to kill yous, throwing yourself down on your knees and swearing allegiance to the flag, you're in, and then the same.
Easy as.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice meeting you, man. Fix your hand.
Yeah. Durantis.
Oh, my name's Kill.
Great name. That is a great name.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of made for the pirate in life,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's great. Termites or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So you'll shuffle off, but some of the other guys will stick around, keep an eye on you. You hear the argument going on upstairs, and Abba's going, I really don't want to kill you, Aynard, but if you're going to continue being a problem, I'm going to have to kill you, because these guys are not going to just follow me unless you're out of the picture. So look, out of respect for everything you've taught me, all those years together, I'm telling you, get on that boat, get across, leave, don't come back, and you can get out of here alive. But if you're forcing my hand, I am going to kill you, because you know how it is. If I want the guys to respect me, I gotta get this thing. It's like, yeah, you could also just unchain me, and then all this would be over. And I promise you, Ebba, I'm not gonna take it out on. She's like, no, you're gonna fucking kill me the second those chains are off. Don't shit a shitter, I know exactly what the hell are these guys? One of the guards says, they just came in on that bucket.
Mighty
over
Dow.
there. Yeah, this bucket of dowel over there. I think they're looking for passage through. Well, come on, get up here. What are you on about then? Who's your captain?
Well, that'd be me.
You.
You
look
they
rather
all right.
beaten. What?
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 Okay.
What?
Just, what are you doing? Who are you? What do you want? Why are you on my dock? They're my
We're
docks.
looking
They're
for
not your
passage.
docks. They're about to be my docks.
We thought it would be a nice courtesy to stop by and make sure it was all right with you, say hello, make our way through, but now we're seeing that something's going on here.
Damn right, something's going on. Mutiny is what it is.
I'd like to help you
Dogs.
resolve it so we can get on our way.
Well, I would very much like to resolve it, but Aynard here is being, as usual, more hard-headed than your average goat. and he's gonna make me kill him, and I don't want to kill him, then just unchain me. I can't do that either. Look, you gotta get on the boat and take these guys' boat, take their boat and just get across and just don't come back. And you don't have to die. And, I'll take over, turn things around. Turn things around from what? We're doing great.
We really don't need to get in the way of this very productive discussion that you're having. I know that this is a big decision to make for your group. We would just
What
like
is it
to,
that you want? Why are you going in you want to go in the city? That's what you're doing?
And I
yes.
would like an
do.
application at some point.
An application? What?
Lady, what's it worth to you for us to help you get rid of him? Sorry, get rid of Mr. Wolfcut.
And you hear some grumbling among some of the guys. Are you going to take him back to the other side?
Well, I mean, not right away. You got plenty of boats here, don't you? Why does he have to take our boat? We
He
need our
doesn't have
boat.
to take your boat. I was just saying for the sake, but he can take whatever boat he wants. Like, you can take your boat, or just take your boat and get out. He's like, I'm not leaving. I built this unit from the ground up. Most of these guys are still with me. We're doing fine here. Now, admittedly, I've not been able to live up to my promise of getting us back to the other side, but there were factors at play, and I'm sorry, but look, this is not a bad setup we got here. And I think you're just kind of blowing things out of proportion, and a couple of these idiots here who are willing to get into any fight at the drop of a hat, who think that somehow miraculously things will be better. They will be better, because I will get our rightful place back on the docks on the other side. You're not going to be able to. So you can see they're like just.
I've got a question for the both of you.
They both turn around. What?
Mr. Wolfcut, I assume that in your illustrious career, you've commanded some respect from other pirates, you made a name for yourself, clearly. So
those of you who are from here. So, for example, Gerontis and Vorena, you would know that the Sea Wolves were the second biggest after Dawnstar. They were like Dawnstar's kind of. There was another group called the Ironmongers that were really big and really powerful also, and they were kind of like in everybody's craw, but they got caught. They got caught being slavers at some point, and there was a law against slavery, and so they kind of got burnt out of town. But then the Sea Wolves were kind of like the second biggest unit in the town.
So, I mean, knowing how successful you've been and what an asset you've been to the organization, what if you were co-captains? Now, what if
people look
Mr.
at you
Wolfcut,
like you just brought it up there?
what if you just took a bit of a figurehead role? You could have her do the day-to-day, and then you could still maintain, everybody wins?
No, that's not how it works. If the men on the boat have any doubt as to whose orders they're taking, that's a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, he points at Lorena, you're a captain, right? What if this one here, pointing at Dara, starts shouting orders? And then this one here, and he points at Nephra, starts looking at you, and then him, and then you, and then him, and is not sure which orders to fly. It's not going to fly, right? Look, it's pretty easy. Einert says. She's got about half the guys, I got about half the guys. Throw down on my side. We kick their asses. We probably don't have to kill all of them. With your help, we sort this out right away. And she's like, I don't think so. You're the one wearing the chains, and I'm the one who's in charge. And so if they're going to throw down on anyone's side, it's going to be on my side, right? And she turns to you, right, sister? You know how hard it is to be a female captain in this industry, right?
The way I see it, you're willing to let him go, But if he takes over, he's not willing to let you go.
Well, he can. Mutiny's kind of a serious thing. But I'll tell you what, I can't bring myself to kill him, but you could. That's all you have to do.
Well, the only issue with this is that, I mean, you lose half of your force either way.
Well, we'll lose a few, but the rest will fall in line, and we'll, I mean, your friend here wants to join, so, we'll get him in here, and
Suppose you'd lose even fewer if he left willingly, right?
yeah, I mean, a few might go with him, but I'm not going anywhere willingly. I'm not going anywhere. This is my unit. I built it. And he turns to you. I'll tell you what, I'll sweeten the pot. You're going inside the city. There's a safe way in. You help me out of these chains. You help me put this mutiny down. I will tell you that safe way in. She says, there's no safe way. What are you talking about? It's zombies and ambushes and just everywhere. She turns, there's no such thing. If there was such a thing, I'd know about it. So come on, sister, let's do it. Just put your sword through him. He's not even going to fight. He's got manacles on. There's a couple others that get uppity. We'll take care of him. And then it says, I'll tell you, there is a safe way. It'll get you wherever you want to go in town.
Verena,
Plan
should
B?
we offer what we were given,
I'm thinking so.
perhaps?
While
I
they're having
mean-
that discussion, can I attempt to discern whether or not the man in chains is being truthful?
Yeah, you can
In that
roll. You can
statement.
roll an awareness. You all have one advantage. Also, remember, right? I give you an advantage each game. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a 10 under 14.
He certainly seems to think that there's a safe way through.
Okay.
I can't, the awareness won't tell you if it actually is, but he certainly seems to believe that it is.
I'll lean over to Nephra and say, whisper, should we start with the letter?
Yep.
Pull out the you-know-what after. If it
Mhm,
doesn't.
mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's looking at you kind of suspiciously now.
Go for it.
We knew there might be some issue. Coming across here, we just wanted to make sure everything was smooth. We got a letter. It is for Mr. Wolfcut. I'm sorry. I look at the female. Is it all right if I give it to him?
No, give it to me.
Oh,
You have something for the captain. I'm the captain. Give me the paper.
well, I don't.
Who's it from?
It's from Ivoala.
Ivala.
You know her, right?
At the mention of Ivala, Aether kind of straightens up a little bit. Give me that. He reaches over and grabs it. Cracks it open. He looks at the seal. Cracks it open. There you have it. Problem's over. Ivala tells me that if we help these guys, she's going to make sure we get back on the other side. Chop, chop. It's like, yeah, she's been telling you that for 10 years, and it hasn't worked. And show me that. She grabs the paper from him, and she opens it up, and there's nothing written on here. There's nothing here. It's like, she doesn't need to write anything. That's her seal, I know. If she's sending these people here, it's a sign. It's an olive branch. Like,
She
an
also
olive
sent
branch?
something else.
Hmm?
She also sent something else. A bit of a
What else?
token, I think, for you, sir.
And when he sees it,
She gave us this to give to you.
in her reaction, you see several emotions cross his face. There's some pain, some sorrow, some resignation. If you free me,
Reynolds.
he looks at Ebba. If you take these chains off, I promise you that within the year's end, we'll be back at a rightful place, at our dock. She's not going to give you anything. You gotta get her out of your mind. You've been pining for that bitch for fucking 10 years now. She's done with you. She double-crossed you. She cut you off of the syndicate. And she fucking sent you here with your guys to rot. And you gotta, he's like, I'm not saying we're gonna get our position back because she's gonna give it back to us. I'm saying we're gonna go and we're gonna take it back. And we're gonna bleed every fucker who tries to stop us. She's like, well, that's the old Einard that I know. Like, so take these fucking chains off. Get rid of these guys. And let's start planning. Because we're going to bring fire and we're going to bring blood. And you hear people, yeah, all right, yeah, Einard's back in the game. And it was like, okay, so you want me to kill these guys? No. I don't need to kill them. They're here for some business. We'll charge them the toll and then send them on their way. They did a great service here today, and as they're taking off the manacles, he reaches for you and for the torque, the arm ring. So can I have that, please? He takes it. He looks at it. Then he turns around and he flings it as far as he can, and it arcs out over the docks. Hits the corner of one of the piers. Ping! Goes into the water and sinks.
Ice cold.
You've liberated me today from chains that I've been wearing for a very long time, and some that I've been wearing for 30 minutes. Both of them shaved.
I'm trying to remember where that thing went in the water.
Someone, Tertius leans in. Don't worry, I got it clocked. Someone brings him his sword. He buckles it back around his waist. He's like, you realize I'm gonna have to flog you or something for this. I can't let this go unpunished. And she's like, no, I understand, but if you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, I'll take the flogging. He's like, all right, well, we'll take care of internal business after we've gotten rid of the outsiders. Come along, let's get you back to your boat. And see the pirates like, yeah, we're back in business. We're gonna burn that place down. Yeah.
Exactly as we planned.
So as you're walking back to your boat on the dock with Einard, he's like, want to thank you for arriving when you did. It was very fortuitous. Look, I'm not going to charge you anything for going through. I'll just take that out of the city's hide later. But if you are going to go through here, and he takes out a map, and he's like, it's not very detailed. Like, it's not like all the streets and whatnot, but it's kind of a general map of the cities. Like, and it looks kind of like this. Well, actually, I'm not going to show it to you yet. But he's like, you want to go in here. You don't want to go in through there. If you're going through there, you're going to be stuck in some back alleys. You got to be careful. There's a lot of places where they've built docks and little pontoons that cross from one side of the street to another. There are places where they got chain blocks across the waterways. There's ambushes. You got to be careful. The undead are under the water a lot of the time, or hidden in buildings. But if you go through here and then cut through here and around there, that should allow you to get, I'm assuming you're going to the Citadel. It's the only thing of value left back here. So if you cut through here and then around there, that should get you around most of the trouble. As far as I know, there's not a lot of undead in those areas.
Thank you.
Thank you
No
for your
problem.
help.
Thank you. You've avoided a nasty situation and given me back a bit of a fire I lost. And I thank you for that. Just once your business is done here, you're probably going to want to leave town. And I mean the southern part, because we're going to be coming in at some point. You know, the thick of things, it gets hard to tell friend from foe sometimes.
Right.
But until then, smooth sailing. Gives you back the map that he's marked up. Gives you a sad smile. And turns around.
I
He goes,
hand
all right,
him
who's
the-
got the rum?
I hand him the chess set.
It's very kind of you. I lost 3 of my pieces.
Oh, well, it's
Did you
whole.
know?
It's complete. I didn't want to put it back on the boat.
How did you know? Thank you. You ever want to consider a career in piracy, you come and see me, all right?
Oh, I'm Durantis.
I'm Aynard Wolfcut, Captain Aynard
Good to
Wolfcut.
meet you. Good to meet you, Captain.
Captain,
Captain.
you should get yourself a hat. Here,
All right.
takes off the tricorn hat.
Oh,
You can have this
you
one.
don't. Oh, mm,
Sit on your head.
okay.
It's a little sweaty.
Okay. It's fine. Thank you.
Pretty
Then he
cool.
walks back, yelling for rum.
I lean into Verena. That looks so good on you.
Visual range, you can wear it if you want.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'll never
Oh.
want for costume.
Oh, I'm gonna take it off and put it on my
Oh,
head.
but we're not out of visual sight yet.
Oh yeah, I'll hold it then.
Maybe
I'll put it back on your
Excuse
head.
me.
I got
Percy says,
excited.
man, I thought we were going to have to kill ourselves a whole whackload of pirates.
Or at least that woman.
Yeah, you probably would have had to kill at least half of them. And there's some things you do in your life that you just get tired of doing. And at some point, you just don't want to do it anymore. And I did not want to have to kill all those pirates.
I have a curiosity question for you folks that are better versed in these sorts of things than I am. How long would it take them to rebuild these docks?
What do you think, G? Depends. You got to get rid of the water first.
Mm-hmm. We'd have to create a whole drainage system.
Yeah.
I'm saying if these docks all of a sudden were to be engulfed in a torrent of flame and fire, the likes of which the skies would never be able to recover from,
Yeah, I
how
don't know
long
that
would
you
that
want to.
take?
I don't know you want to
Year.
mess with pirates that way, man. Like, you can kill a
Year.
pirate's friend, you can sleep with his wife, you can enslave his children, whatever. Just don't burn him. You burn that boat, gloves come off. Or are on, depending if they're like, play gloves that they wear to pummel you with. But you know what I'm
But-
saying?
Because I'll be
Just
honest with a lot
hypothetically
of you, I'm
speaking,
not
you're-
particularly keen on the idea of these individuals making their way across the city and bloodletting as they seem
Well,
so hell-bent on doing.
It's a city full of pirates. Like, it's already just a bunch of pirates.
We should go back and tell the bosses, though.
We should too. Part of my plan here is to help this city.
Well, they're not going to be up and running for a while, so I think we probably have time to take care of our business. Let
I'd
me
like
tell
to see
you,
it on fire.
it gets addictive killing pirates, and you get to a point where it's like eating chocolates. You just want
Like
more and more,
termites.
but
Yeah.
then at some point you just kind of get bloated, and you just. So I'd rather not, have to kill any more pirates.
Well, I think we have enough to do right now, anyway.
Right.
I am real thankful that we've gotten a safer passage. I hope. I mean, I don't know how old this map is. Might not be safe, but let's trust it, right? Are we thinking about trusting that guy?
Mm-hmm.
I think we just need to get moving.
I do
He wants to
too.
hire me. I don't think he'd send me in there to die if he wasn't planning on, the investment.
He's got a point. All right, let's get back in the boat.
Oh, sorry.
So you will get back in the boat as Dara ponders fire and brimstone, and Gerontis ponders career shift, and Varena finds that the headband of this hat is really damn itchy. And Nephra's wondering if it's worth all this shit at the end of the day. And Tertius has no thoughts whatsoever in his head. And we will take a short break here. Andy, wake up. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a short break here to refresh ourselves. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. And we'll be back in 5 minutes and see if it really is a safe road in this city or not, or if that was all, pirate talk. You never know. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hey everybody, we are back in black. So having just narrowly avoided getting into a bit of a scuffle with a bunch of pirates, but having probably sealed the fate of the city by unleashing an angry, heartbroken pirate upon it, we'll see what happens. You have nonetheless managed to gain access to the city proper, and not only that, but Captain Eynard Wolfcut has given you what he at least believes is fairly safe passage through the city. As you sort of roll into the city, you find that it is so. When you watch a zombie film, like if you've been watching Last of Us, when they walk into a city at first, everything's kind of quiet and desolate and kind of empty and kind of eerie and spooky, kind of like when you were go take a walk during the pandemic and the streets were just completely empty. It kind of has that feeling as you float in slowly into the city. The city has basically pretty much completely been submerged. There's only here and there little bits of pavements that stick up places that were maybe a little bit higher up than the water level, but for the most part, most of the city has now been flooded. The buildings, after 10 years of constant looting, constantly just being in this water environment, are completely falling apart. The timbers are rotting. They're just completely sort of destroyed, and so you're sailing through these streets. It's kind of like almost like you're in Venice or something, but you're sailing through these streets of water, and on either side of you are these rows upon rows of dilapidated, rotten, weird fungus and flower covered skeletons almost of buildings. They're just completely sort of falling apart, and several times you think you see eyes sort of looking at you through some of the windows or the doors or cracks in the walls. As you take a look here at the map, you can see that in several places people have built little wooden sidewalks or pontoons, whatever, that kind of link certain parts of the city. Some of them are really old and kind of already kind of rotten away. Others are fairly new. You can see that in places there are suspended rope bridges between houses. And in other places, you notice also that across some of these canals, chains have been pulled to prevent maritime traffic from going through. If you didn't have the instructions from Captain Wolfcut to get you through here, you realize you'd constantly be doubling back, because almost every street you go by, there's something blocking the way, whether it's one of these wooden dock things or one of these chains, and you realize we'd either have had to abandon your boat or keep doubling back all the time, and it would really have been very tedious, very long process. The one thing you don't see are undead or even people for that matter. The city really, aside from a couple places where you felt like you were being watched, maybe, feels very empty. Um, at the center of it, you can see the citadel there sort of rising up, and it was on a higher ground, so it doesn't seem to have been um, flooded at all. This is especially kind of strange for Verena because you remember walking these streets, Verena, 10 years ago when you were working in this area, digging the aqueduct systems and the sewer systems. You walked and lived in this part of the city for well over a year. And a couple of times you'll see a house that you recognize or a place where there used to be an inn that you would go to eat dinner, or a place where a local friend you made would have had his house there. And you see it all now kind of rotting away and dilapidated and sort of forgotten. Um, and, you know, it does feel, I don't know, I would assume it would settle a little bit of weight on your heart. You will a couple of times end up in areas like this one where you'll be going through and you will see that there's a something blocking the way that's not on the map that the captain gave you, but you usually find ways around. But what you notice as you go through some of these places is that in a lot of places people built on top of the houses. So they would have built stairwells and platforms that would go on top of the houses, and people would have lived there at first when the water started rising because they didn't know how long this would be. And you can kind of put yourselves in their shoes a little bit of sort of being up there and kind of just waiting for that water level to drop or for a boat to come and get them or something, but none of that ever happening. The water never went down. No boats came to save anyone. You'll see here and there a child's toy floating in the water, going by your boat, or an old painting, perhaps, or some pages from a book, or an old faded dress that'll just sort of come by the boat. A couple of times, approaching one of these areas like this, you'll hear thumping under the boat as if something's hitting it or kind of trying to grab a hold on it. But it doesn't happen very often, and it never gets to the point where it becomes problematic. You will still, because of the various detours and whatnot, it'll still take a good chunk of time, and it's very much near, it's maybe about an hour away from dusk when you will arrive, having not encountered too many problems. You will arrive at spot here you're on your boat. You will arrive at an area that you realize is chained off in two directions. The chains that you see here and here really kind of block off the area. Now you're fairly close to the citadel, but still not close enough that you kind of feel comfortable wanting to go off the boat. But as you kind of pull in and then realize you can't turn where you were supposed to turn and are kind of trying to wonder, you're going to have to very likely get off the boat to turn it around or try to figure some way out. First, you smell food cooking, like meat or something. And then as you're kind of trying to figure out what to do, you'll hear a voice coming from the top of a tower, and the tower over here is maybe like 3 floors up, which is a floor higher than the rest of the buildings around it. So these buildings are all about 2 floors up, and this tower here is about a 3rd floor up. You'll hear a voice, a woman's voice from up there going, "Oh, down there! Hey, please, no, please, don't go anywhere. We're stranded. We're stranded. We need help. We just want to get out of here. Look, I know, and she'll poke her head up above the side rail. She's like, I know it doesn't look good. It looks like it's probably some sort of trap, and it's fine. I don't begrudge you, Dad, but we came here. We're salvagers. We ran into some trouble. We got attacked by some infected up there. One of our group died. Another one is wounded. We have him right now, but our boat's completely destroyed. They trashed our boat, and we have not been able to find a way out of here. We've been here for 3 days. We really just want to get out of here. So, look, please, you can't leave us here. Whatever you want us to do to prove that this is not an ambush of any sort, we're really just wanting to get out of here. Will you help us? We'll pay. You can have some of our salvage. You can keep it.
Is there any telltale color scheme or even possibly an insignia poking out?
Yeah, you notice that she'd be wearing an insignia from one of the minor salvaging teams, like one of the smaller ones. There's some of the more intrepid, less well equipped ones are the ones that will do runs in here occasionally. Okay. And this woman would be wearing something that would kind of tip you off that that's what she's
not red barley.
No.
By the way, I have the hat on now.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're obviously the captain.
Yeah.
Trust this at all.
I don't know. We don't. This isn't part of our mission.
No. And how many did you say there were? We barely have enough room on our boat for us.
They have an infected with them too?
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Our friend's dying. Please. There's only 3 of us plus our friend who's wounded. Look, I can
give you a healing potion, but I can't do anything beyond that.
I don't know that that's going to do it. We really just need to get him out of here. He's not going to make it otherwise. Look, can I come down? I'll come down alone, all right? Just so we can talk face to face. It's just me.
Fine. I'll pull out my bow.
So you can move the boat, guys, wherever you want. If you want to put it somewhere else.
Are we trapped in there though with those 2 chains? Oh, just in that.
No, you
space?
could still back out of there. You're not completely.
I also have a way to get through the chains. That's not really that much of a concern.
So this is the woman who comes down to greet you, and she has a sword, but when she comes down, she makes a show of sort of putting it away, sort of next to the tower, and then she comes forward with her hands. She's like, my name's Lula Andricus. I'm with Salvage and Rex. You may have heard of us, maybe not. We're really not that big. Look, I'm not shitting you. We just got some terrible luck. We just need help getting out of here. I don't know where you're going, what you're looking for here. We found some tunnels, some access points and stuff. Maybe I can point you to some of those. They'll help you out in exchange for you helping us. And then, I mean, we'll give you part of our salvage. We were lucky. We found some good stuff before we got attacked.
Dara looks over at Verena and Nephra and says, right, we can at the very least spare a minute and I'll go up and take a look and see just what she's telling the truth about. You can keep a watch on her as insurance, I guess, that I make it back down safe. Is that amenable?
You want me to go with you?
No, I think it would be best if I went alone for now. Just as a show of good faith between potentially whatever this situation is, in case it is a bad one. Don't worry about me. I can make it out fine.
Well,
Hey,
missing my
we
job.
don't
You
know
want me
what's
to
out
go
there.
with you?
No, I don't want you to go with me. You can keep your pants on and stay in the fucking boat as far as I'm
Oh.
concerned.
Shit, that's right. I could get my pants back and pulls down the pole.
Do you mind, Verena? I can't just, even if there's a half truth to this, I can't just leave it be.
I understand. Keep
Thank
the
you.
boat right here.
Lola, is it?
Yeah, Lula Andricus.
Right. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to see the truthfulness of what you have to say. And you should stay down here, and if anything bad happens, my friend Nephro over there is going to put an arrow in your throat.
Oh, yeah.
Sound right?
Absolutely, that's fine. Just let me just tell him you're coming up. Tancred! Tancred! They're sending someone up. He's a Dverg. He's gonna go check that they were telling truth. And from upstairs, you hear, all right, send him up.
And Dara is going to, like, reach out and, you know, with his
Gotcha.
hammer and hook the edge of whatever he can to pull the boat in closer to the edge of the rocks and leap off and start making his way up.
No problem.
Seeing Dara do that, I'm gonna start working on affixing the grappling hook to the end of one of our poles.
Okie dokie. So, I'll put you guys down here. You can decide where you want to be.
Verena is preparing for a quick getaway. She's not sure how this is going to go, so she's kind of trying to figure out what her angles are, whatever she thinks she can do to save time when we have to run, if we have to run.
Okay. No problem. So, Derek, you can go around that way, which is the way she came. Looks like there's like, you can kind of walk all around, or you can go around this way, which has, you're gonna have to step into the water.
Yeah, no, he'll just take the same path that Lulu took.
All right. She'll go all the way around, and when you get to here, you'll see an entrance down here that leads to circular stairwell
Right.
that goes all the way up.
As I'm going up, how's the structural soundness of this building?
Pretty good. This was a stone building, and it looks to be pretty solid. As you're
Another
getting,
thing that's worth mentioning is after we left the pirates, pretty much, I think Dara has been like trying to focus on the flow of the elemental world, quote unquote, around him, looking for any variations or any oddities as we have progressed further in the same vein of the kinds of things that he felt
so
in the towers.
give me an
previously.
elementalism roll, which reminds me also, actually, by this point, give me an elementalism roll. Nephra, you can see pretty much from around where you are now, and that you're like within a couple of miles of the citadel. You can clearly see now a beam of light that looks to be shooting straight out of the citadel, straight up into the sky. And it's this sort of golden blue color that just kind of swirls and shoots up until it gets lost into the sky.
I got a
The rest
2
of
under
those you don't see
15.
that. So when you do, the first time you do this kind of reaching out, you immediately feel a sense of power that just keeps growing the further and deeper you go into the city. And it is very similar to what you felt when you went into the monolith.
Right.
You can tell that there's something here in the city that is there. It does feel kind of dormant, kind of like the other monolith that you were in was, but it's there. And whereas the other one had this kind of taste, if you will, or feel of it being kind of tight elements, this one feels like pure arcane energy. Like this is just raw magic that's kind of there. But at the same time, you can see that there is all sorts of weird plants and fauna flora that has started to grow on the buildings, through the water, these strange plants that you've never seen before, all sorts of colors. You can see a couple of them here around the building in yellow, and there were some in purple in the other map that I showed you a little bit earlier. But
Stylistically, are they alien like
Yeah.
in the same way that the water monolith was?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So when you get
that was previously,
yeah, that
to
was
this
before
point.
you.
Now
Exactly.
he's mostly focused on trying to make sure he's not about to get, stabbed.
And I'll just cut away for a second here and go back to Nephra. From the moment you spot that, Nephra, how would you be reacting, or what would there be any outward display
think,
of?
yeah, I think she would maintain her composure, because right now her eyes are on this stranger who might be luring her ally into a trap. So she's focused on the task at hand, but she can feel just a greater anticipation and sort of like unease sort of well up in that moment, but she tries to stifle it enough to keep focused.
Okay. So when you're halfway up the stairs, Dara, you will
You will die.
Painfully.
Not like that hasn't happened before.
Been there, done that.
So as you're coming up the stairs, you'll hear a voice coming from upstairs going, "All right, now, fella. No funny business, all right? We're just trying to get out of here. You can come up here, take all the look-see you want, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on you. I assume you're armed?
I'm armed.
Well, so am I.
Fair
All right,
enough.
come on up." As you go up, you will encounter at the top of the stairs a Dvergr who's got two curved swords on his back, but currently no weapons in his hand. He's in fact sort of like that, with his hands open. Like, I thought I recognized the accent from the Highlands.
Right.
I'm from Ainirthar. Nice to meet you. Name's Tancred Furlow.
You can call me Dara.
Pleasure to meet you, Dara. All right. Look, come on up. Look around. That's all good. I gotta tell you.
I'm here to check on your injured companion, and really
Yeah,
nothing more, to be honest.
That's cool. Come on in.
Dara still has Skyforger out in his hand, by the way. He's
Okay,
not obviously threatening with it, but he has it in his hand.
Yeah, he gives it a bit of a side eye, but he doesn't say anything. So when you come up, you can't see too well because of the way I cut the map. But there is, I'll try to cut it a little bit better here. All right, so anyways, there's a door over here, and there's one over here that's open, and that's the one he sort of goes to.
Okay. I'll just follow him, assuming that he's leading me to his companion.
Yeah. All right, so as you go in, you will man, this thing that doesn't always work the way it's supposed to.
You got to upgrade to 2.0, man. The Fog of War stuff is way better in 2.0.
Yeah. So it'll take you in, and you'll see that they've kind of built sort of temporary shelter. They got like this old tarp that they got from somewhere. It's kind of all ripped and dirty and whatnot. But completely full of holes and whatnot. They got a little fire going, and it looks like they scavenged some furniture, a couple of stools and whatnot. You can see that they have a little bit of gear here, but nothing that would sort of tell you that look like treasure or anything like that. There's another door at the other end there. The injured companion is currently under that tarp, and it looks like they've got like maybe some boiling water that they were sort of helping him. He's human. He's lying on. They've tried to make him comfortable. Well, it looks like he's got some sort of fever or something, and you can clearly see he's got a bandage here on his side that looks a little bit red with blood.
Okay.
The fuckers ambushed us just as we were coming out. We fucking didn't even see them coming.
Out of curiosity, before I go down and start looking at this fella's wounds more closely and seeing if there's anything to be done, what kind of weapon was he attacked with?
He was hit by a spear.
All right, then. And Darrow will put Skyforger into the hook at his hip and start approaching the human fellow with caution, and just start examining him, seeing if he can ascertain, is this guy going to live? What does he need to live? That sort of thing.
Okay. So go ahead and we'll say give me a healing roll, I guess, right? While you're doing that, downstairs...
I'm going to roll it with advantage, just FYI.
Okay. While you're doing that, downstairs, Lula is like, you guys scavengers too then?
Not
Sort of.
exactly.
Sort
Yes,
of, not
Yes.
exactly, and he's nodding.
I am, for sure. And Nefer, you're really good at it.
What outfit you with?
I knew you were going to ask me that before I could find the name of the outfit I work for. I cannot remember what it's called, and I can't find it.
Nofbrow Bros.
Nofbrow, yeah. Nofbrow, bro.
Oh, the brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard of you.
good.
You on your way out or on your way in? I'm assuming in at this point.
It's none of your business.
Fine. I'm just trying to be friendly. Look, we're not trying to swindle you or anything here. We just want to get out and, like I said, we can trade. We can give you some of our stuff. We can point you to some of the places we've been, some of the tunnels, the accesses that we got, like where we're going. I'm sure it'll be helpful.
Well, how are you gonna get out? If you tell us where to go, I don't see a boat.
I don't know.
You,
Maybe you can help us repair our boat. Maybe we can trade. You can give us your boat, or, I don't know. But I'm sure we can work something out. Like, honestly, if positions were reversed and you were in trouble, we'd be trying to help you.
If
We're
your
just trying to
friends-
make a buck. We're not bad guys. We're just trying to make a buck.
If we can stabilize your friend, you've got time to wait while we do the thing we gotta do.
Sure, maybe. But we've been here 3 days already. We don't have any food. We've got barely any shelter up there. It's just getting really tight.
But you say you know tunnels
Yeah.
to get all over the city? Where are you looking? Where have you looked?
We went around where the Citadel is. It's the only place that's got anything left.
Well, and how did you sneak your way in here? There are pirates, there are guards.
We came in over the mountain.
Hmm.
We scaled down. We managed to get a boat that wasn't too banged up. We kind of repaired it, but we didn't do that great a job. The second we got attacked, they ripped it apart. We thought we were going to be able to walk. Kind of got surprised a little bit by the fact that we'd never been in here, any of us. So, but we had a good tip map. Someone had given us ways to get into areas they said weren't flooded. They were half right. Some of them were still flooded, but
Where'd you get that map?
from our patron, guy hired us. Meanwhile, back at the OK Corral, what did you get?
Yeah, so I am glad that I decided to spend my advantage because I rolled an 18 and a 13, and my healing is 14.
Nice.
So 13 under 14.
So He is pretty badly wounded. He's critically wounded now. There doesn't seem to be
Uh-oh.
him back on his feet. Would take
Sorry, Christian,
magical
you
healing
glitched
or
out there for me. I only caught like
oh, sorry, it's
the
telling me my
beginning of
internet.
that statement.
Sorry, it's telling me my internet connection is unstable for whatever reason.
Momentary blip. You're back.
Okay, it just said I left the party. I'm back. Am I back? Okay. I was saying that so there doesn't appear to be any infection or anything like that. It is a critical wound. It would take magic of some kind to get him back on his feet right away, or, you know, fairly soon some medical attention and some rest, you know, preferably in some sort of medical establishments or environment, or like I said, magic to get him back on his feet right quick. There doesn't seem to be any sort of infection or anything like that.
Okay, cool. In that case, I think what I will do then is just kind of look around. Do they have any kind of supplies? And I will ask the Dverger about like bandages, anything.
Yeah, we got a
anything
little
additional.
bit, but when the boat kind of went in, everything went in the water, and most of it kind of got wasted. We probably have a couple things that there's like a. We've been making bandages. We boil water, and we've been putting some of our spare clothes in there to make bandages. I think there's a couple pieces left here that we put out to dry, and they'll bring in a couple of pieces of fairly clean dry cloth.
Okay.
We've been doing what we can, but fortunately the guy that got killed was the one who knew how to take care of this stuff, so we kind of got caught short-handed a little bit here.
Yeah, I will then proceed to like clean up the existing bandage and put on a new bandage, and I will show the Dverger like the better way to make sure that, you know, he stays stable. And I'll basically tell him he should live as long as you can keep these bandages clean and keep applying them like this. They've got to be tight in certain spots and slightly loose in others to make sure that the wound stays appropriate and heals correctly.
Look, I'm really grateful for that. That's great. Lula's going to be happy. That's her man. So how about it then? Can we make some sort of a deal for you to get us out of here?
I'm sure that we might be able to arrange something, but the problem that we've got at the moment is that you caught us on our way in, and we've got to take care of some things first. The real question
How
is,
long is that going to take?
well, to be frank, I'm not entirely sure how long my business is going to take here. Who makes the decisions for you lot? Is that Lulu or is that you?
That's me.
All right, then. I'm not the one making decisions for my lot. So I think it might be best then if we go down and talk to everyone and see if there's an arrangement that can be made.
All right. All right. Let's do that. Yeah, you gonna be right here? And, you know, his buddy's kind of sleeping now and a bit less feverish and agitated than he was before. Like, thanks for helping out. I appreciate it. We could use a bit of water and food too. Like, we haven't had anything since yesterday. Everything we had got taken away or spoiled. So if you can spare some of that, that'd be great.
Come down to the boat. At the very least, we can offer you some of that. That much I know. I can make that decision.
All right.
And he just kind of claps the guy on the shoulder and starts making his way down. Before he does, he kind of leans out to whatever space, window or whatever that he knows that is.
You can just kind of lean over. This is exposed at the top, so you can just kind of lean over.
Right. Just kind of leans over the top and yells down, "I'm coming back down with another one of them. I think we should talk. They've got a situation here that's pretty. It's not the greatest. She's being honest." And then start making my way down.
As you go down, as you go by that other door, you hear kind of muffled, "No, don't go, please. I need help."
And I turn and look at the Dverger.
Yeah, don't worry about that, man.
Right. Well, you see, I'm afraid I heard it already, so I have to worry about it.
It's
And before
Look, it's
before I
best.
open that
It's best.
before I
Just
open that door, you should try to tell me your side of things.
look. It's our cargo. It's what we're sent here to get. You open that door, you're just gonna freak out for nothing. There's no need to freak out. Just our cargo. It can stay here. Once we get out of here, we'll get geared back up. We'll come back and get it, and nothing's gonna happen to it here.
You're saying it, but it's got a voice and is speaking, so that means person at the very least.
No, it's an it. God damn it. Look, we're not trying to swindle you. Fine, fuck. And he opens the door. And when he does, what you see on the other side is a cage. Fairly well constructed cage. Not only made of mostly metal, but your eye can discern that it's made out of pure iron, meant to stop magic, and that there are various symbols here and there sort of inscribed around it. Inside the cage is a woman who, as soon as she sees you, is like, look, I know this doesn't look good. I know it doesn't look good, but please, you got to hear me out. You got to help me get out of here. I don't know where they're taking me, but you got to help me. And the woman inside looks like this. She has very emaciated skin. Her skin is a sort of green brownish colored. Her eyes are this sort of weird, very vibrant red. She looks basically like she's very ill, like she's very sick, but she seems strong. Like when she talks, she looks like she should be on a deathbed, basically somewhere. But when she talks, she sounds very strong, and she's reaching out of the cage to you, and you can see, like, her hands, her fingernails are cracked and all that, and the skin is kind of cracked and blackened here and there and whatnot, and she's very dirty. She looks super filthy. Her clothes are super filthy, but and again, she looks like she hasn't eaten in however long. Looks very emaciated and drawn out and gaunt, but sounds strong. Like, you got to get me out of here. I know this doesn't look good. Trust me, I'm not a danger to you. I'm not going to infect you or anything. And the Dverg is like, can I close the door now?
No, I think you should leave it open.
Look, man, it's the cargo, all right? It's got nothing to do with you. It doesn't have to come on board the ship. We leave it
Right.
here. We get out. We'll come back and get it. No problems. Look, we're getting
seen-
paid. We're getting paid real good to bring her back.
Let me
Okay,
let me
we'll
stop
give you a
you with
chunk.
what you're saying right now. Just do us both a favor. I'm treating you with the same kind of courtesy that I would expect to be treated myself, and that is, I'm being honest with you. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for a job. I'm not here to collect some piece of any gestures towards this woman. Cargo. I'm here for a cause. And so, whatever methods that you think you can use to convince me to look the other way at this, they're not going to work. Now, I'll tell you that because I've seen some very strange fucking things in my time, I'm not overly concerned about what I see here. I'm more concerned about your reaction to what I see here and this individual's cries for help.
And she
So-
says, "Sir, my name is Sadie Primrose."
Well,
Sadie
there you
Primrose,
go.
that's
She's
my
got
name.
she's got a name even. You see that there, Mr. Dverger?
Of
she's
course, they
got
all
the
have a name. Before they
Well-
turned, they were all people, but now they're whatever the fuck this is.
Right. So, here's what I think is going to be best. I'm going to have a conversation with Miss Primrose, was it? Miss Primrose here. And you're going to go down and talk to my companions who can make those kinds of decisions that we were talking about just a little bit ago, about making sure that you get out of here alive. And based on my conversation here with Mrs. Primrose, I'm going to decide whether or not I think that she's actually a danger to us and the situation, and maybe whether or not she is necessarily involved in this any more than she has to be.
I don't know you're not just gonna like break her out of there. The thing is
Because I
worth-
haven't clocked you over the head yet. If I was going to do something like that, I'd probably just try and kill you right now. And I'm not. Because it's a matter of courtesy. And I'm going to show you the courtesy in this situation and tell you that I'm not going to open that cage. Not without talking to you first. And if you don't believe me, well, then I'm going to have to pull out Skyforger and we're going to have to settle this the old-fashioned way. So you tell me, sir, which is it? Courtesy or the old-fashioned way?
I'll tell you one thing. See those symbols on the cage? If you try to open it, they're just gonna blow you and her up to Kingdom Come. So just so you know.
Fair enough.
They're monsters, man. That's all they are. They killed my
Well, I've never seen one before. So,
Well, feast your eyes. He'll turn around and he'll go down the stairs. I'll cut to downstairs here for a moment. Tancred will come out, as a lot of you are there. Like, it's okay. Your friend's coming down. He's just checking out some stuff. He wanted me to. He said that one of you is the one who calls the shots here. He wanted me to come out and discuss some sort of deal. He gives Lula kind of a side glance, and something seems to pass between them. But so, which one of y'all's in charge then?
Captain.
Where's Dara? Where's our friend?
Hey, guy, your friends are kind of freaking out here. You want to yell and tell them you're okay?
yeah, I'll look out the edge or whatnot, and I'll say, it's all right. I'm just investigating their
Cargo.
breathing cargo.
Hmm.
Pretty debatable whether it's breathing or not, if you ask me. But look, cargo's cargo, right? The cargo is not your business. The cargo will stay up there. We just want to get out of here. Can we work something out? You want money? You want some information? What do you want? You get us out of here. We'll get equipped. We'll come back, get our cargo. You never have to deal with the cargo.
We have a place to be. We don't have time for all of this.
Nor do we have any interest in dealing with you guys. You're obviously not salvagers. Are you slavers?
No, we're not slavers. We're crying out loud.
We don't have time for that. If that's
It's
what
not
you
a
were.
human being. It's not a living, it's not a sentient being. It's one of those infected things.
But our friend is up talking to it right now.
Yeah, look, maybe he's got some weird thing going on. I don't know. But you're the
Why
boss.
this
that's why
one?
I'm talking to you.
Why this particular infected?
Wait, there was
person?
no particular. It was grab the first one you can, and that's the one we got. Look,
Do
it
they
doesn't
all
matter.
talk?
It doesn't matter. It's really none of your concern. It stays up there. You never have to see it. Never have to deal with it.
Fine by me. We just need to get moving.
Well, this thing is worth a lot of money, and I need to get out of here so that I can come back and pick it up, or I need to take it out. I'm going to need your boat. So we can either make a deal that will earn you something in exchange for your boat.
I
And
thought
hell,
you had a boat
I'll
that we
pick
could
you
fix
up.
up.
I'll pick you up when we come back. If you're back here, we'll wait for you. We'll take you out, no problem.
Something
Yeah,
I
I'm
need to
boat.
be somewhere to collect on this thing. And it's going to change my life and the life of all my companions. It's the
How
score of a
so?
lifetime. It's the score of a lifetime.
Who's paying for this?
Our patron,
Yeah, we know your patron, but who's your patron?
immaterial.
It's kind
I
of
mean,
material.
you're the one
if
asking
gonna-
us for help.
Well, I'm not so much asking as offering at this point, honestly, because either you make a deal with us and you get something for your boat, even maybe a lift back out, or you're just going to lose everything. Look, it's that simple. I'm done pussyfooting around. You're not going to stand between me and the amount of money and power that bringing this cargo back is going to net me.
Urantis is carefully setting down the grappling hook pole and moving his hands toward his belt.
And we'll cut back upstairs to this one who looks very pitiful in that cage. She looks at you, goes, "You have got to get me out of here. You don't need to take me anywhere. Just open the door, let me free. I'll go back to the Citadel. You won't have to. Once I'm gone, they're probably not even going to fight you."
Miss Primrose, let's be honest about some things here.
What's your name?
Dara.
Dara. Pleasure to meet you, Dara.
I wish I could say the same, but these circumstances are not quite the kinds of things that I'm used to dealing with.
No, but you're certainly
So-
a kinder person than I expected to encounter here.
Well, that's probably because I'm not from here.
Well, there's probably something to that. I'm not
Right.
from here either originally.
Well, that's a bit of concern for me at the moment, because I'm guessing, because I'm actually a fairly smart individual, despite what a lot of people think of me, that you're something to do with these infected individuals that I keep hearing about that I've yet to ever see, unless I'm seeing one right now.
Yes, I'm one of what they call the infected, but we've changed. We're not the same anymore. I mean, I got infected a few years after the whole thing started, and it never got as bad as the first few ones. Like it's just different, and it's we're not trying to eat people, and we're not. It's not the same thing.
I think
We're just a
some of
little
you
different
probably
now.
are.
There's still a few left over from the first few poor souls who got turned, but there's fewer and fewer and fewer of them, and we're living in the Citadel. We're living in peace with those that are not infected anymore. They got their side, we got our side, and we each got our own leaders and stuff, but we're living in peace. It took some time to arrive to that, but we finally reached an understanding, and they know that we're not like the others. We're slightly different, but and I don't know what they want with me, but I'm sure it's not good.
Well, judging by the fact that they're talking about a lot of money and not being very particularly open about their employer and things like that, I'm of a mind to agree with you. The real question that I have for myself at the moment, though, is whether or not you're worth the trouble that is about to happen.
I can't answer that for you. I'm just trying not to be hauled off to whatever they're. She sits down in the cage, and I just, to go through everything I've gone through, just to now end up like this. I just can't bear it. I don't
It's
have
fair.
any family. I have friends. They're gonna wonder where I am. They're gonna ask about me. They're not gonna know. I'm not gonna get to see them again. I'm like you. I'm not a monster.
Well, you don't know me, first of all. You don't know the things that I've had to do in the past. So let's not bandy about the word monster about things, because I think that's a word that gets too easily flung around when it doesn't actually possess the meaning that people want it to have. I tell you what, it was Sadie, right? Is it all right if I call you Sadie?
Primrose.
Right, Sadie. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go down and have a discussion with your captors, and we'll see how serious they are about their situation. And if they're overly serious about it, then some things are going to happen. And, well, I guess hopefully for your sake, you end up seeing my face again and not the tankard fella.
I trust you and I have faith in you. You should know they have another one. There's a third one. He's somewhere on the rooftop with a crossbow.
Yeah, I heard when they mentioned that they had 3 plus an injured one that wanted to get on the boat. And because I hadn't seen him yet, I was pretty sure that he was about to shoot me or, throw a dagger at me or something of the like. So, yeah, I'm going to go and deal with that situation now.
I trust you.
You might want to stay quiet for a bit.
Okay.
And Darrow will just close the door behind him and head back up.
Down.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't go down. I will head to the area where I was at, where the injured fellow was at.
Yeah, so you were still on
Yeah.
that floor. It's just in a
Yeah.
different area. Let's go back to that map then, perhaps. No problem. You will find yourself going back wherever you want to go.
Yeah, so I'm basically heading over to the injured person and attempting to look around and see if I can spot whoever the person that we have not seen yet is.
Do a spot hidden with a bane.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, downstairs.
So I rolled a 1, but I
Awesome.
also rolled a 7.
Ooh.
I had a bane. So I rolled,
Alright,
but I did
so-
get a 7, which is still well under my spot hidden of 14.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find Tancred. Tancred's there. He's come out.
There's 2 of me. I'm going to delete the one that's on the ground.
Yeah, okay. So you don't so much see him, I will say, as you kind of look at the setup of the place, and you figure that if you were to set up someone to shoot, it would very likely be either here or here, because that's where they would be very well hidden and just
Sorry,
be
do
able
that
to
again.
easily-
I didn't
So
have it. saved.
either this building here,
Mm.
do you see,
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
or this building.
gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So as I'm looking over, I'm like looking down and seeing what's happening down on the ground.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a discussion going on, and Gerontis was putting his hands on his swords, and Tancred.
Raina's pulling out her wrench too, but not in a threatening manner. She's trying to be sly too. Like she's gonna fix something on the boat.
So what's it gonna be, Captain? Do you want something for your efforts, or do you just want to be stupid?
I don't like your
Don't-
tone.
Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. You can get something out of this. You can get something out of this. You can get paid. You can get whatever you want. It doesn't have to
Can
go
I-
anywhere else. It doesn't have to go to blood.
Can I
I think
hear
it
that
might.
conversation?
Yeah, so this part you can hear. Like, it doesn't have to go to blood.
You're gonna take our boat. That's
Yeah,
not
I'll come
okay.
back. I'll come back.
Mm-mm. No.
Durantis is easing forward.
As I'm leaning over and I see Lula down there, I will call down and I will say, Miss Lula, your man that's up here, that's injured, he's stabilized. And I'm fairly certain I can make sure that he's going to make it through just fine. And I'm curious, do you have the same convictions of your boss there, or are you just trying to get out alive with your man?
She says, well, there are some payouts that are just worth more than relationships.
All right then. And I I give a salute to Verena. and I disappear off the side or back inside.
So what's it gonna be? I'm done pussyfooting around. If we gotta go to steel, let's go to steel, but let's do it now. But
I think
don't be stupid. You can avoid all of this.
I think we're done being threatened. And she turns her wrench into the sword.
All right.
Out comes
Dick.
the axe.
All right. Action Jackson. Let's do it. Dance, 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 dance. Gerontis, is anyone using a power connected to initiative?
No, I'll save mine.
So Gerontis will go at 6. Sorry, at 9. It's the 9, not the 6. Nephra goes at 8. Vorana goes at 1. Dara goes at 5. They go at 10, except for the guy that's ambushing, you will hear the twang of a crossbow. And with an 8, will hit, I'm pretty sure, Vorana. Oops. As the crossbow bolt takes you, Vorana, you get 7 points of damage minus your armor.
Ow.
Everyone can do a quick spot hidden. Miko, I think you're back inside the tower, so probably not.
I just moved into the window. My intention was to actually watch.
Okay, so then make.
Sorry, I didn't clarify.
make a
Yes, I was
spot.
looking for the hidden guy.
So everyone make a spot hidden then.
Or for Gerontis.
Dragon for Verena.
Oh,
6. Nice.
3 for Dara.
all right.
Great
Well,
successes.
so everyone who's made it will see that he's up there. He's come up over the roof and he's fired and he's busy reloading his crossbow. It looks like a gray Eldrin. So that was the ambush, and then we go to 1, which I believe is Vorana. As boom, this crossbow bolt got you like right in the back.
It looks like everyone has drawn a bead on her. Everyone saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will go running for, let's see here. I'm gonna run in to, I guess this person, Lula, right there. I just drew on the map. Sorry. Run into her. Jumping off the boat.
That's the guy. That's the
Oh, that's the
They're-
guy.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, I went to the guy because he was closer, and I rolled 7 under 12.
7 under 12, that hits. For how much?
16.
Wow. Huge chunk.
That's a pretty great sword.
Nice. So the armor takes a little bit of it, but you still managed to get a pretty good hit into him. At 5, it'll be Dara.
I'm assuming the dude on the roof is more than 10 meters away from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this will tell me in feet, he's 55 feet away from me.
Well, in that case, I am going to summon a pillar underneath of Lula.
Okay.
So Lula has to make a acrobatics check.
Right.
I love the pillar. It's such a kick-ass spell.
I made it on the nose.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so she's basically standing on top of a 3-meter high pillar, and she doesn't take any damage, but that depends on her if she wants to jump down and actually take damage.
Okay, so we'll call this the pillar. So can you describe what the others see? What happens when?
Yeah, so Dara just reaches out a hand, and you hear some arcane words, and then he clenches his fist, and as he does, the stones underneath of her feet just kind of start rumbling and shaking, and then they burst up rapidly, forming a 3-meter tall, 1-meter wide pillar of stone underneath of her that she is precariously balanced on top of.
The good thing is that now she's far away from her sword, which had been leaning against the tower down there.
Right.
So she's like, and kind of falls on her ass. She's almost at level with you at 3 meters up. No, 3 meters. No, she wouldn't be 3 floors up. She's about halfway up, I would say. She's like, what the? All right.
And then I can move still, right?
Yes, you can.
So with zoned movement, how many moves is it going to take before I get down?
Well, something that you noticed when you were in the tent is that. Oh, did you notice it? Give me a spot hidden roll.
I'm pretty good with that. Yeah, I got a 10.
Over here, there's a rope with that's set up with a grappling hook, and the rope goes down to the side. So I'm going to say that it would take you 2 movements to go down the rope and get into the combat zone.
Okay, so I could do one of them now because I
and then
my
do
action.
one at the beginning of your next round, and then
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I will do.
Cool. You run up there. That was at 5. At 8, it'll be Gerontos. No, sorry.
I assume as I move through the tent, there is no change in the injured fellow.
No, he's still kind of out of it.
Yeah.
At 8, it'll be Nephron.
I thought Gerontis goes before me.
Gerontos was on 9.
No, I'm at 9.
Oh, you're at 9.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so I am going to.
Tertius.
Do I have a clear line of sight to the guy on the roof?
I would say it's kind of blocked because of the angle and the fact that he's higher up. You only see kind of part of him, so you would be at a bane to shoot him.
Okay. I'll take those odds. I'll like run over here so there's not like a pillory kind of thing and see if it helps. But I will roll with a bane.
Go for it.
A 9 and a 10, so under 14.
Nice.
Yeah, and then my longbow damage, d12, d4. Okay. That's 8 points of damage to him as it just sort of sails over and slices a bit.
Okay. Cool. His armor takes a little bit of it, but he's wounded.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. And then at 9, it'll be Gerontis.
All right, I'm going to snarl at the guy up on the roof, but follow my captain to their captain, drawing my axes in both hands and leaping next to both of them, adjacent to both of them. I'm going to attack that
Okay.
fella. And I'm
So
going
he's not standing on a table. Is that why you're not using the chisels?
I'm also going to dual wield and attempt to slash for my willpower. So first of all, hey, that is a 1.
Yay.
Nice.
Woo-wee.
Dragon.
Woo! Ah,
Very good.
I gotta double check my rules, make sure I know how this works.
F this guy up.
So we're going to roll on the critical table.
Okay, I'm willing to
Oh,
slash.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not using slash because it's 2 enemies within reach, and there's only 1.
Okay. So critical hit, by rolling a Dragonbane attack, you score critical hit. This means that a dragon roll is required to parry or dodge the attack, and you may choose one of the following effects. He's actually going to try to parry. No, actually he's not, because it's not his style. You can roll the amount of dice for the weapons damage. You
Okay.
can immediately perform a second attack against another enemy. This additional attack is a free action. Or you can choose that armor has no effect against the attack as it finds a gap or a weak spot. This effect can only be chosen if the attack deals piercing damage. You can't do that one. So you can either choose to do immediately another attack against someone or roll double damage.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll double damage.
All right. So just for the weapons damage, then you add everything else.
All right, so it's 46. 6.
Oh, and you get a
9.
bonus D4 out of that.
Oh. 16.
Right? Oh, no, that's just in the example. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the example,
right.
it said you got a bonus D4.
So 22 points.
22 points.
Nice.
All right. His armor takes a little bit of it, but not that much. All right.
How fucked is that guy?
Yeah, he's not very happy.
Good.
And then
Welcome
you just-
to
He's a jerk.
Dragonbane combat, where things happen.
Did you say I can still attack someone else, or was that?
No, that
one
was
of the
another
options?
option you had, but
Okay.
there's no one near you really that you could choose to do that with. So
I was going to ask if that were a choice I took, if I could throw the other axe, but
yeah, well, you could have, but you would have had to do that before you roll double damage.
that's good. I'm fine with that. So I think that's my turn then.
Okay. Tertius is going to run out here and climb up this chain and sort of head up there, which will take his movement. And then they get to go. The crossbow guy is busy reloading. But when he sees Tertius, he's just going to drop his crossbow and draw his sword and put an attack on Tertius. And he will miss. Down there, your friend and mine, Tancred, will, using his dual wield, will attack the captain. Boot.
Wasn't, out of curiosity, Drontus, weren't you using dual wields on your
Oh, I
turn?
was.
Does that have any additional effect?
You can make a second attack at a Bane.
Second attack at a Bane.
Yeah. Oh, I should take that, right? If I still can.
Yeah, go ahead. Remember,
Right.
in the future, I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah. I got confused with that in the slash.
It's okay.
His eyes were ablaze
hey.
with the wonders of a critical.
With the Bane, that is an 11 on 14, so that's a success.
All right. Go for it.
So that's another 13 points.
All right. He's not looking too good.
I would hope not.
But he's still alive enough to take his own action. So he's actually going to, now that you've damaged him so much, he's going to attack you rather than. No, he's going to still attack the captain because he's not going to. First attack on the captain. That's an 8. That will hit. Second attack with the Bane on the captain. That's 10 and 15 hit. The 15 will hit on the nose. No, actually it misses. All right, so damage. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong guys. stats. He's got skill level 16, so it does actually hit the second one. All right. So you're taking Lorena. Total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage minus your armor.
Is that total between both attacks or just the first one?
Yeah, that's the total between the two attacks.
So it's armor times 2?
Oh, take our. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
As he double slashes you with his 2 scimitars.
I'm hurt.
She will hop down. Oh, we're doing acrobatics check. She fails. There's some damage.
Oh, she leaped down from the pillar?
Yeah.
Okay. That is... Where'd it go? There it is. That is 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right.
If she failed her acrobatics check.
Yeah, she failed it. And she will... Actually, she will be smart. She'll come down the side where her sword is and grab the sword. And then come at the Gerontis with her great sword. Rolled an 11.
Hey.
An 11.
Oh, I want to dodge.
Do you have an action left?
I don't need to because I have fast footwork.
Oh, all right, go for it.
How do I do that? Let's see.
Spend 2 willpower. Roll to
Spend
dodge.
3
Try to
actually.
get more under your... Or 3. Try to get more under your...
Your evade and
dodge, your evade skill. Yeah.
Evade. Okay, there it is. Oh, no. Nope.
Okay. Coming at you live with 2d10 damage. D6 for her strength.
Hey,
so
20
the-
sides to every story. Thank you for rating.
Yeah, thanks. That's 12, 13, 16 damage. To Gerontis.
Minus my
Um,
armor.
Thank you very much for the raid. We super appreciate you. You're just arriving as people are getting chopped down. So that was 16 minus your armor.
And so my armor says it's a rating of 2, and in parentheses it says 4. What number am I using?
Yeah, so 4 is because you have an item that gives you a little bit extra,
Okay, so 4, so
Um,
12 damage.
which is your salvage right, I believe, gives you +2 armor if you wear leather or studded leather armor, your harness.
Thank you.
That's 14 damage for you.
12, right? 16 minus 4.
Sorry, that's hard. That is hard. All right, Gerontis will go at 1. Nephra at 7. Lorena at 4. Dara at 3. That guy's at 8. Go for it, Gerontis, as Lula has come in with her great sword and whacked you one
right.
upside the head.
All right. I'm still dual wielding, so I'll spend 3 more of those willpower, and that's a 2.
That hits.
For 12 points. And then my second, it's another 11. Oh no. I rolled 3 ones.
Ugh.
For 3 more points, so 15 total.
All right. So Nephra got 7 and Verena got 4. And that was on Tancred or on
Lula.
Lula.
Lula,
And
turn
remind-
my attention to her.
Remind me how much that was, did you say?
15.
Okay. Right.
But that was between 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so armor.
I got 12 and then 3.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Next up will be Dara.
Yes, indeed. So I use my my movement first to get into the zone. Can I run in and
Yeah, do an action.
yeah?
Thank you for the
Actually-
follow. Very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Thank you for the follow. No, I'm actually not going to do that. Can I? Is this area within 10 meters of the crossbow guy?
All right, which area? Sorry, are you within 10 meters?
Yeah, I can move around within this area wherever I want to, right? So, like, if I was over here, could I?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So then, if I'm there, I am going to spend the willpower points and do a gust of wind and attempt to fling the crossbow guy off of the rooftop.
Alrighty. Do I get to do anything?
Yes. So, let's see. Oh, no. He
Cool.
gets pushed 2d4 meters away from me and suffers that much damage.
All right, go for it.
I mean, I'm sure you can justify some kind of checks. So that's 6. So he gets shoved 6 meters against his will. He takes 6 points of damage, bludgeoning damage.
So that's about
And then-
24 feet. Wow.
Yeah, I guess you get to decide how that works with him on top of the building.
Yeah, he goes completely flying off there, and you hear water splash as he goes and flies off the back of the building, and you hear water splashing on the other side. And Tertius says, "God damn it! I just gotten up here. I got to run back down now." And Tertius turns around and starts heading back down. And then at 4 will be Verena.
All right. She is going to backstab. She's gonna backstab the same guy she's been working on.
Tancred. All right,
Tancred. Yeah.
Go for it.
So
Eat it.
backstabbing, I get to roll with a boon.
Yep.
My attack counts as a sneak attack. It's 12 and an 18, but a 12 is what I need.
Good.
So I will now backstab, which I will.
Still away, Mr. McManus.
I get to double. Number of dice rolled for the damage is increased by 1. So I roll 2d8 and 1d4 right now. So I
So
roll
you roll
3d8.
3d8 and 1d4.
5, 12, 16 damage.
All right. How would you like to finish Tancred's
Ooh.
days?
In the back and out the top.
Ooh.
And I try to spray some of his gore because I'm pretty mad right now at
Hell yeah.
Lula.
Tancred.
Yeah,
Oh, this
you
is like,
should
not
have
that.
not messed with us.
You don't have to
Alright.
meet the same fate, Lula. Lay down your sword.
We'll see what happens. At 7, Gerontis.
I thought it was 1 already.
Oh, sorry, 7 is
Yeah,
Nephra.
Gerontis.
Yeah, there you go.
7 is Nephra.
Okay, so seeing Big Boy fall, Nephra's gonna swing around to Lula, and with her sword, she'll just sort of hold it to her neck, just barely grazing, and just say, "You can end this now." Or
No
I
worries,
could
no
end
worries,
you."
no worries. She drops her sword. She's like, I'm ending it.
Mhm.
I'm ending it.
Fantastic.
I think he's being eaten by something. I don't want to go out there. Splashing a lot. Stop splashing.
Wait, is that our dude in the water?
Yeah, that's Tertius. He kind of
Oh,
wet it out a
no.
little bit. He's got
I-
water
if,
like up to
if
here.
I saw Tertius, making that way, I'd be like, "Get your fucking ass up on the fucking land,
All
you
right, I
dumb
just wanted to
asshole."
see where you went. Jeez. Kind of fades back ashore. Ah,
Mhm.
shit, I think I got a school of guppies caught in my underwear.
Well, that's the
Don't
most
have
action
underwear.
you've seen in a while, isn't it?
Har, 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 har. I was at your mother's place last night. What do you think of that?
Well, that would be
Oh.
mighty sad for you because she's been in the grave for quite a number of years at this point.
Reaches in, pulls out a fish. Damn it. Who was like, all right, well now.
So,
I mean,
Captain, these individuals seem to have a young, well, frankly, I don't know how old she is, to be honest. It's kind of hard to tell. Their cargo is an infected person. And from what I can tell, this in particular infected person, maybe this isn't true for all of them, but this particular one seems to have cognition and have the ability to speak rather eloquently and talk of a number of things that any mindless zombie or whatever the fuck they're called shouldn't have, as far as I'm concerned. So, the situation as I see it is that these individuals who do, now that they're without their ridiculous man they once called captain, now that they're without him, they do in fact need some help. Their injured man up there is very injured, but he is stable. I don't rightly know about the man that I knocked off the roof just now, but I'm assuming that he's being eaten or drowned or something or other.
You hear from the back,
And,
I'm okay. I'm just trying to swim back to shore.
Well, there we go. He's not dead yet. We'll see if that remains to be seen once he reaches land. But anyway, Lula here apparently has relationships that she's probably calling into question with, the injured fella up there. And as I see it, they've only got a couple of choices. And that is they can die on this little rock of theirs, clinging to their precious cargo, or we can give them a little bit of food and water to sustain them for a bit and come back for them, maybe, once our business is done. But in either scenario, I think that we need to free the mist that they've got trapped up there in a magical cage, keeping her about. That's my opinion, Captain.
Well, you say there's an infected up in the cages talking to you like they're normal.
Certainly talking to me in better manners than and he kind of gestures to the bloody heap that was their old captain than that one was.
Well, that's a bit strange. I do think we've got to get going. But this is very intriguing.
I want to get going too. But it might be worth mentioning that this infected person says that they live in the Citadel alongside the non-infected people. And if I recall correctly, we're headed to the Citadel, are we not?
We are.
Maybe they can provide us with some information or assistance. Certainly they can do a lot better, and he kind of gestures towards Lula with her hands up, than the others that have offered such.
Well, being as you're the only one that's talked to her, and you seem pretty confident that she's on the up and up.
I'm usually a pretty good read of people, and I had a sense that this particular man down here was being a little less than truthful, mostly honest, but leaving out some details, and I was right. Luda there, I think she was being honest with us, and certainly has the fear of everything put in her now, in addition to the fear that she portrayed to us before. So, I think we can chalk this matter up to a little bit of a overzealous misunderstanding of the value of money. Oh, and he reaches into his pocket and hands a healing potion to Verena. Some a little bit more zealous than others.
You're good. I got two in my bag. You keep it for yourself. I've yet to see you get injured, but I
took a bit of a wallop on the head just a little while ago from the dwarven woman that I'm planning on taking out to dinner in a night or two.
I don't know if that counts as injury.
Well,
you keep
have
your
to
potion.
understand, Devair mating rituals can sometimes get interesting.
I want to change the subject now. Let's go upstairs. Let's see if we can't release her. I mean, what do you guys all think? I know you guys are all calling me the captain, and I'm the captain, but I mean, you guys all have a say.
Or I mean,
I'm going to stay with the boat.
I frankly don't care either way. I think what Dara's saying makes sense. So
they
Well,
mentioned
that's a fucking
tunnels.
new one.
yeah,
I'm gonna hang with G.
Right, you do that and see if you can fish out whatever the man that I knocked into the water, see if he manages to survive and maybe fish him out. Maybe perhaps,
Get
strip
that
him
rope
of
there,
his
G.
weapons.
I
I
got
had
rope.
that sweet crossbow that I want to go check out.
I got a sweet grappling hook on the end of one of the poles.
Ooh, it could be like fishing. You gotta be careful though. We don't want to pierce something important. Or maybe we do.
Right. Lula dropped her sword, right?
Yeah.
Come on then, Lula. Let's go see your man and see if you have any renewed affection for him now that you see that he's not dying. What do you say?
I say, we'll see next week what happens when you climb up to the top of that tower to talk with Miss Sadie Primrose and see what gives with that. It is a little bit late already. We've gone over our time, so we will end there for tonight. Thanks so much, guys. It was a lot of fun, great role playing. Hopefully, a couple of little surprises in there. Like I like to throw you, and you were fantastic. I had a lot of fun. So let's go around the table one more time. Thank you to our raiders and everyone who came in to watch us. We super appreciate you. We'll go around one more time here and give people a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves. What's going on? We'll start with Beth.
hi. This was fun. Not what I expected with the pirates, and now swimming through this whole zombified situation. Loving every minute of it, though. I played Nephra today, and you can find me, Beth, on social media at Beth Masco. I can also be found over at the Wanderer's Haven channel with Miko doing some fun stuff. I'll be running a one-shot coming up in May that I will give more information about next time. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing that one shot. The last one you did. Well, it wasn't a one shot. It was a two shot. I think we did, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing that. Miko, what's going on, Mr. Jerry Garcia?
Hi there. I'm Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM. You can find me on all the socials at the _OKest_GM, or most of them that way anyway. Links are in the chat if you're all interested in those things, checking me out and such. I am also a part of the Wanderers Haven production team alongside Beth, and am going to be participating in many things there going forward. And when you don't see me here or there, you might find me on the Bleakseason's channel as well. I do believe Beth and I, along with another friend of ours, Kevin, are going to be having a game over there on Monday or something like that.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in, check us out. Check out Wanderers Haven's channel as well. And yeah, I have been Dara this evening, a fun Verd, I'll say. And looking forward to seeing what fun he gets up to next week. Probably going to blow
Right.
everyone up.
Sure, it'll be electrifying. Thanks so much, Miko, for hanging out and playing. Always appreciate you being around. It's always a lot of fun. Shelly, the captain.
That's my new name, I guess.
Did you
throw
give the hat
Verena out the
to
window.
Gerontis though?
Well, I didn't give it to him so much as he took it, but that's fine by me.
Yeah, it's kind of that sweatband is just kind of a little,
I dig it,
yeah.
but he can wear it.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Shelly. You can find me at Real Flea Monkey on Twitter, and every Tuesday, right here, doing Greyhawk. Wednesdays,
Except next Tuesday.
except next Tuesday. Yep, we're missing our dungeon master. And then Wednesday, I will be at Tithalanos' channel doing some Pathfinder. And that's about it. That's quite a bit. And obviously back here, since I didn't die tonight on Thursday. Today I played Verena, aka the captain, who is really interested in our new, currently still a captive, but not our captive, the infected. What's up with that? I guess
What's
we'll
up
have
with
to wait
that?
and see.
Cool. Thanks so much, Shelley, for hanging out. Always a lot of fun. And finally, the man with the chisels, Dungeon Mr. Ty. What's up, Ty?
It is I, Dungeon Mr. Ty, playing Gerontis, the
Gerontis.
half-witted, really talented
It's a lot of
master
fun.
carpenter wearing the hat. Yeah, I
The soon-to-be
am.
pirate.
Well, I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna do all the stuff except being infected. That's not my goal. But yeah, you may, if you wish, can find everything about what's going on with Adventure Slang Productions at adventureslang.com. That's the place to go to check out podcasts and calendars. But I will say that New of Arden is approaching its crowdfunding early in June.
Nice.
So we'd love to have you jump on board our follow list and keep in touch with us. Also, find our Discord and hang out with us and just chatter about stuff. You can find at Adventure Slang on Twitter. There's more information there if you want to follow us there. I will be playing the third of 4 installments of New of Arden on Mondays at Rainbows and Razor Blades for the next couple of weeks, and then back here on Thursday. And there's some fun stuff here as well. One shot in May that is, I'm sure more information that will come up in the near future. We will be at, Morkborg, sort of a sequel to the last one. We will also be at KublaCon in Burlingame, California at the end of May, and at RageCon at the end of June in Reno, Nevada. So hope to see you here, there, or somewhere. And otherwise, I will see you all next week. Thanks for having me.
All over the place. Thanks for being with us. It's not so much us having you as you coming down and playing with us. Thank you so much. You were all absolutely amazing. My producer is Andy. Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
G3D on the socials. I am the Bleakseason. You can find me right here on Wednesdays doing Vaesen currently, Vaesen Jarrah with an awesome group of players. And on Thursdays doing more Shadesong, as we'll do again next Thursday here with our current game, The Vault. And on Tuesdays regularly with Shelley playing in Greyhawk. On Monday, I will in fact be running the inaugural game of my new custom game, Dawnbringers, on my channel, which is twitch.tv/The Bleakseason with Beth and Miko and Kevin. As you said earlier, it's a dark superhero, industrial, post-apocalyptic nightmare, and I very much look forward to bringing that up and seeing how that's going to go. Otherwise, that's it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for rating into us. Thank you for hanging out. Stick around. We're going to raid some friends of ours, Lost Caravan RPG. And please, when we do, give them some Guild Superior love in the chat. Blow up with those raid emojis. Check us out. We will have tons of cool games in May for the No Kid Hungry charity, including a relay TTRPG we're calling, where we're going to do 2 games of Lord of the Rings for 5e by Free League back to back, with Dave DMing one and me DMing the other one right after. We're going to have a Blade Runner game with some awesome players also, and of course all our regular games where we will, along with some other streamers, raise funds for a very worthy cause, No Kid Hungry. And so with that, I leave you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Give some love to Lost Caravan when we get in there, and we'll see you on the waters next week.